There comes a time in life when the demands of the world feel like too much to bear. Days blur into nights, responsibilities stack up like an endless to-do list, and somewhere in the chaos, you lose the essence of who you are. Energy feels like a fleeting resource, slipping away with every conversation, obligation, and distraction. But energy isn't just physical. It's emotional, mental, and spiritual, the driving force behind your ability to create, connect, and thrive. When that force is depleted, everything feels heavier. Conversations seem like chores, and even small tasks drain more than they should. Protecting your energy isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. When you learn to nurture and safeguard it, life takes on a new clarity. You become present, intentional, and most importantly, resilient. The process begins not with grand gestures, but with small, deliberate choices that honor your well-being. Kara lived her life on autopilot. She was the kind of person others leaned on, at work, at home, and among her friends. She would step in when deadlines loomed, console those in crisis, and make sure everything ran smoothly. Yet, the quiet truth she never admitted to herself was that her own well-being was crumbling under the weight of it all. On a particularly exhausting Tuesday evening, Kara sat on her couch, her phone lighting up with messages from co-workers and friends. A text from a close friend appeared on the screen, another request for help disguised as a casual check-in. She hesitated, staring at the screen, torn between her desire to respond and the overwhelming fatigue pressing down on her. As usual, guilt won. She replied with her signature, "Of course, I'll help." Later that night, as Kara lay in bed, sleep refused to come. Her mind raced with thoughts about unfinished tasks, conversations she didn't have the energy for, and a growing sense of resentment she couldn't quite shake. The realization hit her like a whisper in the dark. She was giving so much of herself to everyone else that there was nothing left for her. A week later, Kara stumbled upon a yoga class in her building. It had been months, maybe even years, since she'd done anything for herself, but something about the simplicity of the invitation called to her. She showed up, exhausted but curious, and joined a small group of strangers sitting on mats. The instructor began with a breathing exercise, guiding everyone to focus solely on the rhythm of their breath. Kara's mind, used to multitasking, resisted at first. Thoughts of unanswered emails and unfinished errands tugged at her attention. But as she stayed with the practice, something shifted. The noise in her head quieted, and for the first time in a long while, she felt present. At the end of the session, the instructor shared a gentle reminder. "You can't pour from an empty cup." Those words lingered in Kara's heart long after she left the class. They weren't just a cliché, they were a truth she could no longer ignore. That evening, Kara made a promise to herself. She didn't announce it to anyone, but she began to prioritize her energy in small but meaningful ways. The next morning, instead of checking her phone first thing, she sat quietly with her thoughts and took a few deep breaths. She allowed herself a moment to ease into the day without external demands crashing in. At work, when a colleague tried to offload extra tasks onto her, she responded calmly but firmly. "I'm not able to take this on right now," she said, her heart pounding but her voice steady. To her surprise, the world didn't end. In her personal life, Kara started to redefine her boundaries. She didn't reply to every message immediately. She gave herself permission to say no, not because she cared less, but because she understood that saying no to others often meant saying yes to herself. As these small changes began to take root, Kara noticed a profound shift. Her mornings felt lighter, her interactions more genuine, and her sense of self stronger. Through her quiet revolution, Kara discovered a truth that many overlook. Protecting your energy isn't about shutting the world out. It's about choosing how to engage with it. She learned to recognize the moments that drained her and the ones that replenished her. She discovered the power of presence, the freedom of letting go, and the strength that comes from setting boundaries. One of the most transformative changes was her embrace of stillness. Kara began starting her days with simple breathing exercises, allowing herself a few minutes to anchor her thoughts. This small act became a ritual, a reminder that peace wasn't something to chase, but something she could create. She also found freedom in detachment. The need to please everyone had been weighing her down for years. But as she let go of that expectation, she realized she could still show up for others in ways that felt authentic and sustainable. Gratitude became another powerful tool. By focusing on what she had instead of what she lacked, Kara shifted her mindset. She started keeping a journal, jotting down small joys each night, a delicious cup of tea, a kind word from a stranger, or the warmth of the morning sun on her face. Kara's story isn't unique. It's a reflection of the struggles many face in a world that constantly demands more. But it's also a testament to the power of choice, the choice to prioritize your energy and protect the essence of who you are. This journey doesn't require perfection or monumental change. It begins with simple acts of self-care, moments of presence, and a commitment to value your well-being. By protecting your energy, you create the space to thrive, to connect, and to live with clarity and purpose. The question now is, how will you choose to protect what matters most? The constant tug of life can leave you feeling as though your energy is slipping through cracks you didn't even know existed. It's not just the endless tasks or the noise of modern living, but also the subtle, invisible patterns that drain your inner reserves. Often the real culprits are not the external demands, but the internal habits, those unnoticed, repetitive cycles that sap your strength and focus. The foundation for protecting your energy begins here, with a deep, honest look inward. Self-awareness is the first step toward change. It's not a passive state of simply noticing. It's an active, courageous effort to understand the roots of your feelings, thoughts, and reactions. Without this understanding, you are like a leaf caught in a strong wind, going wherever the gust takes you. But with self-awareness, you become the tree, deeply rooted, steady, and unaffected by passing storms. Mindfulness teaches you to pause. In the rush of life, pausing might feel like a luxury you can't afford, but it's the only way to break free from autopilot. This pause creates a gap between an experience and your reaction, allowing you to choose how to respond. It's here that energy protection begins. Instead of reacting emotionally, draining yourself in the process, you respond thoughtfully, conserving your strength. One practical way to cultivate this pause is by practicing a mindfulness check-in. At least once a day, close your eyes for a few moments and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Where in my body do I feel tension or ease? What thoughts are dominating my mind? This practice isn't about judgment or fixing anything. It's about noticing. The act of noticing alone can release the grip of stress and help you reclaim control over your energy. Another cornerstone of self-awareness is identifying patterns in your interactions with others. You might find yourself drained after certain conversations or uneasy in particular environments. These are signs that your boundaries are being crossed or your values are being challenged. Pay attention to these signals. They are your inner compass, pointing you toward what aligns with your energy and what depletes it. Once you recognize these patterns, you can start making choices that honor your well-being. Journaling is a tool that deepens this recognition. When you write about your day, reflect not only on what happened, but on how it made you feel. Focus on moments when you felt energized and moments when you felt depleted. Over time, your entries will reveal patterns you may have overlooked. You might notice that saying yes too often leaves you stretched thin, or that certain activities always bring you joy. This clarity allows you to make intentional changes. Energy leaks often stem from unresolved emotions. Resentment, guilt, and anger linger beneath the surface, consuming your mental and emotional bandwidth. A self-awareness practice that acknowledges these feelings without judgment can help you release their hold on you. One approach is mindful acknowledgement. When a difficult emotion arises, instead of suppressing it or acting on it impulsively, take a moment to name it. This is anger, you might say to yourself, or this is sadness. Naming the emotion helps you distance yourself from it, making it less overwhelming and more manageable. Breath awareness is another technique to fortify your self-awareness. When life feels chaotic, returning your focus to the rhythm of your breath brings you back to the present moment. It centers you, quiets the noise of the mind, and reconnects you with your inner stability. To practice, sit quietly and follow the natural rise and fall of your breath. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back. Over time, this simple habit strengthens your ability to stay grounded in challenging situations. Your physical body also plays a critical role in energy protection. Often, people overlook the signals their bodies send when they are overworked, stressed, or unhappy. Tight shoulders, shallow breathing, or constant fatigue are not just inconveniences. They are your body's way of communicating that something needs attention. Develop a habit of scanning your body throughout the day. Notice areas of tension or discomfort and adjust your posture. Take a stretch break or drink some water. These small acts of care may seem insignificant, but they collectively build a foundation for energy preservation. A deeper layer of self-awareness comes from understanding your internal narrative. The stories you tell yourself about who you are, what you deserve, and what you're capable of shape your experience of life. Negative self-talk, such as "I'm not good enough" or "I don't have time for myself," can drain your energy before you even begin your day. Shifting these narratives requires intentional effort. Replace disempowering thoughts with affirmations grounded in self-compassion, like "I deserve rest" or "I am capable of creating balance in my life." One of the most overlooked aspects of energy protection is your relationship with time. Many people feel perpetually rushed, as if there's never enough time to do everything. But time, like energy, is about priorities. Self-awareness helps you recognize where you're spending your time and whether those activities align with what truly matters to you. If not, it's time to reassess. Begin each day by identifying your top priorities and focusing on them with undivided attention. When your time aligns with your values, your energy naturally follows. Listening to your intuition is another vital part of self-awareness. Your gut feelings often guide you toward decisions that protect your energy, even if they don't make logical sense in the moment. Learning to trust these instincts can prevent unnecessary stress and help you navigate life with greater ease. Start small. Pay attention to the subtle signals your body and mind give you when making everyday choices. Over time, this trust in your intuition will grow. Awareness of your environment is equally important. The spaces you spend time in, the people you surround yourself with, and the media you consume all influence your energy. Pay attention to how your surroundings affect you. Does a cluttered room make you feel anxious? Does time with a certain friend leave you feeling lighter or heavier? Make adjustments that support your well-being, whether that means decluttering your space, limiting time with draining individuals, or curating your digital feed to include only uplifting content. As you deepen your self-awareness, you'll begin to notice a ripple effect. Small changes in how you protect your energy create a greater sense of peace, clarity, and balance. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, but with patience and consistency, it becomes your new way of living. Each mindful choice reinforces the belief that your energy is valuable and worth protecting. Ultimately, self-awareness is not a destination, but a continuous practice. Life will always present challenges, distractions, and demands on your energy. But by cultivating mindfulness, reflection, and intentionality, you equip yourself with the tools to navigate these moments with grace and resilience. This is where the journey begins, with the quiet strength of knowing yourself fully and the courage to honor what you need. From this foundation, everything else becomes possible. The more you cultivate self-awareness, the clearer it becomes that much of the energy you lose isn't taken from you, it's willingly given away. So often this happens because of a deep need for approval, a craving to be validated by others. While this need feels like a natural part of being human, it becomes a burden when it dictates your choices, consumes your thoughts, and ties your worth to how others perceive you. Letting go of this need is not about becoming indifferent to the world, but about freeing yourself from chains that were never meant to hold you. Detachment begins with understanding that external validation is fleeting. Compliments, likes, and praise can feel uplifting in the moment, but their power fades quickly, leaving you chasing the next source of approval. The energy spent seeking this validation is like pouring water into a sieve. No matter how much you give, it's never enough. The principle of detachment invites you to stop this endless chase and instead ground your worth in something unshakable, your own sense of self. One way to practice detachment is to reflect on why approval matters so much. Often, it stems from early experiences where love or acceptance felt conditional. You may have learned that being praised meant you were worthy, and being criticized meant you weren't. By recognizing these patterns, you can start to see that the need for validation isn't truly about others. It's about your relationship with yourself. Building self-compassion is key. When you learn to treat yourself with kindness and acceptance, the opinions of others lose their grip. A powerful tool in this journey is questioning your motives. Before saying yes to a request, pursuing a goal, or sharing something online, ask yourself, am I doing this because it aligns with my values or because I want to be liked? This question creates space for honesty and helps you act from a place of authenticity rather than a desire for approval. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to make choices that serve you, not your image. Social media often amplifies the need for external validation. The instant feedback of likes and comments can feel addictive, reinforcing the idea that your worth is tied to others' reactions. Detachment doesn't mean abandoning social media altogether, but changing how you engage with it. Instead of posting for approval, consider sharing only what feels meaningful to you, regardless of how it's received. Take breaks from scrolling to reconnect with yourself and remind yourself that your value isn't measured by numbers on a screen. Detachment also involves accepting that not everyone will approve of you, and that's okay. Seeking universal approval is exhausting and ultimately impossible. Even the kindest, most accomplished people face criticism. The goal is not to silence every critic, but to develop resilience against their words. When faced with criticism, pause and ask, is this feedback helpful or just noise? If it's helpful, use it to grow. If it's noise, let it pass without absorbing its weight. Understanding impermanence is another cornerstone of detachment. Everything in life, including approval and criticism, is temporary. People's opinions are often shaped by their own experiences, biases, and emotions, not by the truth of who you are. When you grasp this, their validation, or lack thereof, feels less personal. It becomes easier to see praise and criticism as passing waves, neither of which define you. Practicing detachment requires cultivating a strong inner foundation. This means aligning your actions with your values, regardless of external opinions. Values act as your compass, guiding you toward what matters most. When you act from your core beliefs, you feel fulfilled even if others don't notice or applaud. This inner alignment brings a sense of peace that external validation can never replicate. Another aspect of detachment is learning to let go of comparisons. Comparing yourself to others drains your energy and feeds feelings of inadequacy. Instead of measuring your worth against someone else's achievements, focus on your own progress. Celebrate small victories and remind yourself that everyone's path is unique. By shifting your focus inward, you free yourself from the pressure to compete for approval. Mindfulness can deepen your practice of detachment. When you notice the urge to seek validation, pause and observe it without judgment. Pay attention to how it feels in your body and mind, often simply naming the feeling. "This is my need for approval," helps you create distance from it. In that distance, you find the freedom to choose a different response. Detachment also involves embracing the idea that you are enough as you are. You don't need to prove your worth through achievements, appearances, or social status. This realization can feel revolutionary in a culture that constantly tells you otherwise. Remind yourself daily that your value is inherent, not something to be earned or given by others. Affirmations like, "I am whole just as I am," can reinforce this truth and anchor you in self-acceptance. Boundaries are another critical component of detachment. When you constantly seek to please others, you often say yes to things that drain your energy. Setting boundaries allows you to protect your time and emotional well-being. It's not about rejecting people, but about honoring your limits. Communicate your boundaries clearly and kindly, and remember that saying no is not a rejection of others, but a commitment to yourself. Gratitude can shift your focus away from external validation. Instead of seeking approval, practice being grateful for what you already have and who you already are. Gratitude redirects your energy inward, grounding you in the present moment and freeing you from the need to chase more. Keep a gratitude journal or take a moment each day to reflect on what you appreciate about yourself and your life. Letting go of external validation doesn't mean ignoring others' opinions entirely. It means discerning which opinions truly matter. Surround yourself with people who support and uplift you, whose feedback comes from a place of care and understanding. Their words carry more weight because they align with your best interests. At the same time, recognize that even their validation is not the source of your worth. It's simply a reflection of their perspective. Detachment also requires patience. The need for approval is deeply ingrained, and letting go of it is a gradual process. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate this journey. Celebrate small steps, like choosing not to over-explain yourself or resisting the urge to seek reassurance. Each step reinforces your independence and strengthens your emotional resilience. As you let go of external validation, you'll notice a shift in your energy. Decisions feel lighter, interactions more authentic, and your sense of self more grounded. You'll no longer feel the need to perform for others, allowing you to channel your energy into what truly matters. This freedom is the gift of detachment, a life where your worth is no longer tied to others' opinions, but rooted in your own truth. Letting go of the need for external validation creates a sense of liberation, but with that newfound freedom comes the need to protect it. Without boundaries, even the strongest inner foundation can crumble under the weight of constant demands. Yet, setting boundaries often feels like walking a tightrope. How do you honor your needs without alienating the people you care about? This is where the practice of compassionate boundaries, rooted in loving kindness, becomes essential. It's not about shutting people out. It's about creating a space where your energy and relationships can thrive. Boundaries are the framework that allows you to give freely without resentment. They define where you end and others begin, ensuring your well-being is not compromised. Compassion is what transforms these boundaries into acts of kindness, not just for yourself, but for others. When you approach boundaries with compassion, they become less about rejection and more about clarity and respect. The first step in setting compassionate boundaries is self-reflection. Before you can communicate your limits, you must understand them. Take time to assess your emotional, mental, and physical capacities. Pay attention to moments when you feel drained, overwhelmed, or taken for granted. These feelings often point to areas where boundaries are needed. Reflect on your values and priorities, as these will guide you in determining what to protect and why. Communicating boundaries requires clarity and kindness. Vague or indirect statements can lead to confusion and resentment, while harsh or defensive tones can create unnecessary conflict. Instead, use clear and respectful language that expresses your needs without blaming or criticizing others. For example, instead of saying, "You're always demanding too much of me," try, "I need some time to recharge before I can help." This shifts the focus from the other person's behavior to your own needs, reducing the likelihood of defensiveness. Listening is just as important as speaking when setting boundaries. True communication is a two-way street, and compassionate boundaries involve understanding the other person's perspective. This doesn't mean compromising your limits, but rather approaching the conversation with empathy. Acknowledge their feelings while holding firm to your boundaries. For instance, you might say, "I understand this is important to you and I want to help, but I can't take this on right now." This shows care and respect without sacrificing your well-being. Compassionate boundaries also require consistency. If your actions don't align with your words, others may struggle to take your boundaries seriously. This doesn't mean being rigid or inflexible. It means honoring your limits as a form of self-respect. When you consistently uphold your boundaries, you teach others to respect them as well. Over time, this consistency fosters trust and strengthens relationships. Self-compassion is crucial in this process. Setting boundaries can feel uncomfortable, especially if you're used to prioritizing others' needs over your own. You might feel guilty or worry about being perceived as selfish. Recognize these feelings as natural and remind yourself that boundaries are an act of kindness, not just for you, but for those around you. When you take care of yourself, you're better able to show up fully and authentically for others. Boundaries can also prevent burnout, a state that often arises from overextending yourself. When you say yes to everything, you dilute your energy and effectiveness. Compassionate boundaries allow you to focus your time and energy on what truly matters, enabling you to contribute more meaningfully. This approach benefits everyone involved, as it ensures your efforts come from a place of genuine care rather than obligation. Flexibility is another key aspect of compassionate boundaries. Life is dynamic, and circumstances often change. While it's important to uphold your limits, it's equally important to adapt them when necessary. This doesn't mean abandoning your boundaries at the first sign of challenge, but rather approaching each situation with an open mind and a willingness to adjust when appropriate. Flexibility shows that your boundaries are grounded in care, not control. One common challenge in setting boundaries is dealing with resistance. Not everyone will understand or accept your limits, especially if they're used to you always saying yes. This is where patience becomes vital. Change takes time, both for you and for those around you. Stand firm in your boundaries while remaining compassionate toward others' reactions. Over time, most people will come to respect your limits, even if they initially resist. Compassionate boundaries extend beyond words to your actions. It's not enough to say no if your behavior contradicts it. For instance, if you tell someone you can't help with a task, but then step in anyway, you undermine your own boundary. Actions reinforce boundaries more powerfully than words alone. When you align your behavior with your boundaries, you create clarity and consistency, which helps others understand and respect them. Time management plays a significant role in boundary setting. When you schedule your day with intention, you create space for what truly matters while protecting yourself from overcommitment. Prioritize activities that align with your values and bring you joy. By managing your time effectively, you reduce the likelihood of feeling overwhelmed and create a sense of balance in your life. Compassionate boundaries also involve saying yes selectively. Every time you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to something else, whether it's rest, a personal project, or quality time with loved ones. Be mindful of what you're agreeing to and whether it aligns with your priorities. Saying yes with intention ensures your commitments enhance your life rather than detract from it. Practicing mindfulness can deepen your understanding of boundaries. By staying present in each moment, you become more attuned to your needs and emotions. Mindfulness helps you recognize when a boundary is being crossed and respond thoughtfully rather than reactively. It also enhances your ability to communicate with clarity and compassion, as it fosters a sense of calm and focus in difficult conversations. Boundaries are not barriers. While they protect your energy, they also create opportunities for deeper connection. When you set compassionate boundaries, you invite others to engage with you in ways that are respectful and mutually beneficial. This strengthens relationships and fosters an environment of trust and understanding. Boundaries show others that you value your time and energy and encourage them to do the same. Gratitude can be a powerful ally in setting boundaries. By focusing on what you appreciate about your relationships, you approach boundary setting with a positive mindset. Expressing gratitude for others' understanding and support reinforces the sense of mutual respect that compassionate boundaries create. Gratitude also helps you stay grounded and reminds you of the positive aspects of your life, even when setting boundaries feels challenging. Detachment from outcomes is another important element of compassionate boundaries. While you can control your actions, you cannot control how others respond to your boundaries. Some may react with disappointment, frustration, or even anger. Letting go of the need to please everyone frees you from the emotional burden of their reactions. Focus on what you can control, communicating your boundaries with clarity and kindness, and trust that others will adapt in their own time. As you practice setting compassionate boundaries, you'll notice a shift in your relationships. Interactions become more authentic as others understand and respect your limits. You'll also find that you have more energy to devote to the people and activities that matter most. This creates a positive ripple effect as your well-being inspires others to prioritize their own. Compassionate boundaries are not a one-time act, but an ongoing practice. They require self-awareness, patience, and a commitment to honoring your needs. Over time, they become a natural part of how you navigate relationships and life. By balancing self-care with compassion, you create a life where your energy is protected, your relationships are enriched, and your sense of self is strong and unwavering. Setting compassionate boundaries creates space for balance and clarity in your life, but sustaining that balance requires an anchor. Without something to ground you, even the best intentions can be swept away by chaos and stress. That anchor is your breath. It's always with you, silent yet powerful, offering a gateway to reclaim inner calm, no matter what storms may rage around you. Breathing isn't just a biological necessity. It's a tool, a guide, and a refuge when life feels overwhelming. The art of mindful breathing begins with awareness. Most of the time, breathing happens unconsciously, shallow and hurried, reflecting the pace of your life. But when you bring intention to your breath, you shift from reactive to reflective. This shift isn't just mental, it's physiological. Deep, mindful breaths signal your body to relax, reducing stress hormones and calming your nervous system. Your breath becomes a conversation between your body and mind, reminding them both that peace is always within reach. Mindful breathing teaches you to pause. In moments of stress, your first instinct is often to act, to solve, to fix. But rushing forward without clarity drains your energy and clouds your judgment. Taking a deep, intentional breath creates a moment of stillness, a space where you can assess the situation without being overwhelmed. This pause isn't about delaying action. It's about ensuring that your actions come from a place of calm rather than chaos. Focusing on your breath also strengthens your presence. When you anchor yourself in the rhythm of your breathing, you pull your attention away from the noise of the past and future. Regrets and worries lose their grip, and you find yourself fully here, fully now. This presence isn't passive, it's transformative. It allows you to engage with life more deeply and authentically, no longer weighed down by what was or what might be. Mindful breathing is versatile. It can be practiced anywhere, whether you're in the middle of a crowded room or alone in the quiet of your home. The simplicity of this practice is its greatest strength. You don't need special equipment or perfect conditions. You only need your breath. This accessibility makes mindful breathing a powerful tool for managing stress in real time, offering relief and clarity whenever you need it. One effective technique for mindful breathing is belly breathing, also known as diaphragmatic breathing. Unlike shallow chest breathing, which often accompanies stress, belly breathing engages your diaphragm, allowing your lungs to expand fully. To practice, place one hand on your chest and the other on your stomach. As you inhale, feel your stomach rise, and as you exhale, feel it fall. This practice not only calms your nervous system, but also helps you reconnect with your body, grounding you in the present moment. Another method is box breathing, a structured approach that enhances focus and calm. Inhale for a count of 4, hold your breath for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and pause for a count of 4 before starting again. The rhythmic nature of this technique slows your racing thoughts and creates a sense of stability. It's particularly effective during high-pressure situations, providing a sense of control when everything else feels uncertain. Breath awareness also enhances your emotional resilience. Emotions often manifest physically, with anger tightening your chest or anxiety quickening your breath. By tuning into your breath, you gain insight into your emotional state. This awareness allows you to respond to emotions thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. For example, when frustration arises, taking a few slow, deep breaths can prevent an outburst and create space for a more constructive response. Mindful breathing doesn't just benefit the mind, it nurtures the body as well. It improves oxygen circulation, lowers blood pressure, and supports overall cardiovascular health. Regular practice can even strengthen your immune system by reducing chronic stress, which often weakens the body's defenses. These physical benefits amplify the sense of well-being that mindful breathing brings, making it a holistic tool for energy restoration. Incorporating mindful breathing into your daily routine can be seamless. Begin your day with a few minutes of focused breathing, setting a calm and intentional tone. Throughout the day, use your breath as a check-in tool. When you feel tension building, pause and take a few deep breaths. End your day with mindful breathing to release the accumulated stress and prepare your body for restful sleep. These small, consistent practices create a rhythm of calm that carries through even the busiest days. Mindful breathing can also enhance your relationships. When you're calm and present, you're better able to listen, empathize, and connect with others. Before entering a challenging conversation, take a moment to center yourself with your breath. This practice not only steadies your emotions, but also creates a space for compassion and understanding, fostering more meaningful interactions. The power of mindful breathing extends to moments of creativity and focus. When your mind feels scattered or overwhelmed by distractions, returning to your breath helps you reset. By calming the mental chatter, you create space for clarity and inspiration. Whether you're solving a complex problem or engaging in a creative pursuit, this clarity allows you to channel your energy more effectively. Breathwork can also serve as a bridge to deeper mindfulness practices. If sitting in stillness feels daunting, starting with mindful breathing can ease you into meditation. Focus on your breath, letting it guide you into a state of relaxation and awareness. Over time, this practice deepens your connection to yourself and the world around you, fostering a sense of unity and peace. Mindful breathing is a reminder of your inherent strength. In moments of doubt or difficulty, it reconnects you with your resilience. The steady rhythm of your breath becomes a mantra, a quiet assurance that no matter how chaotic the external world may be, you have the power to remain calm and grounded within yourself. Through consistent practice, mindful breathing transforms from a technique into a way of being. It becomes second nature, a reflexive response to life's challenges. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but with patience and commitment, it becomes an integral part of how you navigate the world. Each breath becomes a thread in the fabric of your well-being, weaving together moments of calm, clarity, and connection. Mindful breathing is not just about finding calm in the moment. It's about building a foundation for lasting inner peace. By anchoring yourself in your breath, you reclaim your energy, restore your focus, and reconnect with the present. This practice is both a refuge and a guide, showing you that the path to calm is always as close as your next breath. The breath grounds you, steadying your mind and body in a world that never seems to pause. But as life continues its relentless pull, distractions creep in, emails, deadlines, noise, and the endless swirl of to-do lists. Even the stillness you cultivate through mindful breathing can feel fragile when faced with the chaos of daily life. What if, instead of battling the chaos, you learn to move through it with grace? The key lies in turning chaos into stillness, a skill that comes from embracing the present moment fully. Peace in the present moment is not about eliminating the noise around you, but about quieting the noise within. When you focus on the now, distractions lose their power over you. The mind, so often consumed by past regrets or future anxieties, learns to rest in what is unfolding right here. This rest isn't passive, it's deeply engaged, allowing you to connect with life's richness in ways that constant busyness obscures. Present moment awareness begins with acknowledgement. Chaos thrives when you resist or ignore it, allowing stress to build unchecked. Acknowledge the external distractions, the internal chatter, and the feelings of overwhelm. Accepting these as part of your current experience creates a foundation for stillness. This acceptance isn't resignation. It's a way of releasing the struggle to control every detail, freeing your energy to focus on what truly matters. The body is a powerful ally in finding stillness. Often, chaos manifests physically: tight shoulders, clenched jaws, shallow breathing. By tuning into your body, you anchor yourself in the present. A simple practice, like a body scan, helps you identify and release tension, bringing your focus back to the here and now. Slowly guide your attention through each part of your body, noticing sensations without judgment. This act of awareness shifts your focus from external noise to internal balance. Engaging your senses is another way to cultivate presence. Your senses are always in the present moment, offering a pathway back to clarity when your mind wanders. Focus on the feel of the sun on your skin, the sound of birds, or the scent of fresh air. These sensory experiences ground you, reminding you that peace isn't somewhere far away. It's right here, accessible in the details of everyday life. Thoughts are often the root of internal chaos. They race, multiply, and pull you in countless directions. Instead of fighting them, learn to observe your thoughts as if they were clouds passing across the sky. Recognize their presence, but don't attach to them. This practice, rooted in mindfulness, helps you separate yourself from the constant chatter of your mind. You are not your thoughts. You are the stillness observing them. Gratitude is a powerful tool for turning chaos into stillness. When you focus on what you appreciate, your perspective shifts from lack to abundance. Chaos often stems from a sense of insufficiency, too little time, too many demands. Gratitude interrupts this cycle, directing your attention to the blessings within your present moment. A simple gratitude practice, like listing 3 things you're thankful for at the end of each day, trains your mind to seek peace amidst the noise. Slowing down your actions cultivates stillness in surprising ways. In a world that prizes speed, deliberate slowness becomes an act of rebellion against chaos. Eat your meals without distractions, savoring each bite. Walk with intention, feeling the ground beneath your feet. Speak more slowly, allowing your words to carry weight. These small shifts anchor you in the present, showing you that life doesn't need to be rushed to be meaningful. Nature is a profound teacher of present moment awareness. The stillness of a forest or the rhythm of ocean waves reminds you that peace exists even amidst movement. Spend time outdoors, not as an escape from life, but as a way to reconnect with its essence. The natural world invites you to pause, observe, and align yourself with its steady pace. This connection fosters clarity, grounding you in a stillness that transcends the noise of daily life. Focusing on one task at a time transforms chaos into calm. Multitasking scatters your energy, leaving you feeling fragmented and ineffective. Choose one activity and give it your full attention, whether it's washing dishes, writing an email, or having a conversation. This single-minded focus simplifies your experience, turning even mundane tasks into opportunities for presence and peace. Breath remains a cornerstone of finding stillness. When chaos threatens to overwhelm, return to the rhythm of your breathing. Deep, intentional breaths slow your heart rate and center your mind. Incorporate short breathing pauses throughout your day, using them as reset buttons to reclaim your calm. These moments of connection to your breath remind you that stillness is always within reach, no matter how hectic life becomes. Letting go of perfection invites peace into the present moment. Chaos often arises from the pressure to do everything flawlessly, leaving you chasing an impossible standard. Embrace imperfection as a natural part of life. When you release the need to control every detail, you make room for spontaneity, creativity, and joy. Stillness is found not in perfection, but in your ability to be fully present with what is. Compassion, both for yourself and others, transforms chaos into understanding. When you approach challenges with a compassionate mindset, stress loses its sting. Recognize that everyone, including yourself, is doing their best with the tools they have. This perspective softens the sharp edges of frustration and creates a space for patience and peace. Compassionate stillness doesn't ignore problems. It meets them with a gentle, open heart. Boundaries play a role in maintaining present moment awareness. Chaos often creeps in when you overcommit or allow distractions to invade your time. Set boundaries around your focus, protecting moments of quiet and clarity. This might mean silencing your phone during meals, carving out time for meditation, or saying no to unnecessary obligations. Boundaries are not barriers. They are invitations to engage more deeply with what matters most. Mindful movement, such as yoga or Tai Chi, integrates stillness into action. These practices teach you to move with awareness, connecting each motion to your breath. This connection transforms movement into meditation, helping you find peace even in activity. Over time, this integration of stillness and movement spills over into other aspects of your life, allowing you to approach even busy moments with a sense of calm. Engaging with creativity opens a doorway to present moment awareness. Whether it's painting, writing, gardening, or cooking, creative activities immerse you in the now. They quiet the noise of overthinking and allow you to express yourself fully. In these moments, chaos fades into the background, replaced by the joy of creation. Creativity becomes a sanctuary, offering peace in the midst of life's demands. Stillness is not about escaping the world, but about learning to navigate it with intention. It's a skill, one that grows stronger with practice. The more you cultivate present moment awareness, the more resilient you become to chaos. Challenges will continue to arise, but they will no longer dictate your experience. Instead, you'll move through them with a steady mind and an open heart, finding clarity even in the most turbulent times. Peace in the present moment is a gift you give to yourself, but its effects ripple outward. When you embody stillness, You inspire those around you to do the same. Your calm presence becomes a beacon, showing others that peace is not something to be found, but something to be created. This ripple effect transforms not just your experience, but the collective energy of your surroundings. Stillness is not the absence of chaos, it's the presence of clarity within it. By grounding yourself in the present, you reclaim your power, protect your energy, and connect with the essence of life itself. In the quiet of the now, you discover a strength that no external distraction can shake, a strength rooted in your ability to simply be. Stillness in the present moment creates a foundation for clarity, but clarity alone isn't enough to protect your energy. Peace can only be sustained when you recognize and address the forces pulling you away from it. Often, the chaos in life isn't accidental. It's invited by relationships, habits, and thought patterns that no longer align with who you are or what you need. These energy drains quietly accumulate, and before you know it, you're left feeling depleted, unsure of where your strength has gone. The truth is, reclaiming your energy requires a willingness to let go of what no longer serves you. Identifying energy drains begins with a commitment to self-honesty. It's easy to justify relationships that feel one-sided, habits that leave you exhausted, or thoughts that weigh you down. But denial only deepens the drain. Take time to reflect on what leaves you feeling heavy, anxious, or unmotivated. These feelings aren't weaknesses. They are signals, urging you to pay attention. Recognizing the patterns that sap your energy is the first step toward reclaiming it. Relationships often serve as one of the most significant sources of energy depletion. Connections built on imbalance, where you give more than you receive, can subtly erode your emotional reserves. This doesn't mean cutting ties with everyone who leans on you. It means assessing whether these relationships uplift or burden you. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect and care. If you find yourself constantly carrying the emotional weight for someone else without reciprocity, it may be time to reevaluate your boundaries within that dynamic. Letting go of toxic relationships doesn't always require confrontation. Sometimes the simplest way to protect your energy is to distance yourself gradually. Respond less often, limit your interactions, and redirect your focus to relationships that nourish your spirit. Detachment, guided by compassion, allows you to release connections that no longer serve you without bitterness. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you prioritize your well-being alongside your care for others. Habits also play a crucial role in energy depletion. Overworking, neglecting rest, and engaging in activities that don't align with your values all take their toll. These habits often persist because they've become comfortable, even when they're harmful. Identifying draining habits requires stepping back and questioning whether your daily routines support or undermine your goals. Small, intentional changes can have a profound impact. Replacing late-night screen time with reading or meditation, for example, can restore your energy and improve your mental clarity. Thought patterns are another subtle but powerful drain on your energy. Negative self-talk, worry, and overthinking create an endless loop that leaves you feeling stuck. These patterns often feel automatic, but they are not beyond your control. Recognizing them begins with mindfulness. When a draining thought arises, pause and label it. This is worry, or this is self-criticism. By naming the thought, you create space between it and your sense of self, reducing its power over you. Buddhist wisdom teaches the importance of non-attachment to thoughts. Letting go doesn't mean suppressing them. It means acknowledging their presence without clinging to them. Visualize your thoughts as leaves floating on a stream. Instead of grabbing onto each one, allow them to pass by. This practice frees your mind from the exhausting habit of over-identification with every fleeting idea. Your environment also affects your energy. Physical clutter can mirror mental clutter, creating a sense of overwhelm that drains your focus and motivation. Simplifying your space by letting go of items you no longer need can create a more peaceful and energizing atmosphere. Start small, clear out a single drawer or shelf, and notice the lightness it brings. As you create external order, you often find internal clarity as well. Digital distractions are another pervasive energy drain. Constant notifications, endless scrolling, and the pressure to stay connected can leave you feeling fragmented. Setting boundaries with technology is essential. Designate specific times to check your devices, turn off unnecessary notifications, and create tech-free zones in your home. These practices help you reclaim control over your time and attention, redirecting your energy toward what truly matters. Nostalgia and unresolved emotions tied to the past can also drain your energy. While reflecting on the past can provide valuable lessons, dwelling on it keeps you stuck. Buddhist teachings encourage acceptance of impermanence, the understanding that everything, including past experiences, is constantly changing. Accepting this truth allows you to release the emotional weight of what can't be changed, freeing your energy for the present. Fear of the future is another common energy drain. Worrying about what might happen pulls you out of the present moment, leaving you powerless to address what's in front of you. Focus on what you can control, one step at a time. Set small, actionable goals and trust that the future will unfold as it should. By grounding yourself in the now, you reclaim the energy lost to anxiety about the unknown. Resentment is a particularly toxic drain on your emotional energy. Holding on to anger or bitterness towards someone else doesn't harm them, it harms you. Forgiveness, guided by compassion, is a powerful way to release this burden. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior. It means choosing to let go of the pain it caused. When you forgive, you free yourself from the hold that resentment has on your energy and your peace. Unrealistic expectations, whether of yourself or others, can also deplete your energy. Perfectionism in particular creates constant pressure to do more and be more, leaving little room for rest or acceptance. Letting go of these expectations doesn't mean lowering your standards. It means embracing what's realistic and achievable. Celebrate progress rather than perfection, and recognize that growth is a journey, not a destination. Your energy is finite, and learning to protect it means becoming selective about where you invest it. This requires courage, the courage to say no when something doesn't align with your priorities, to walk away from what no longer serves you, and to trust that letting go creates space for something better. Each time you choose to protect your energy, you affirm your worth and strengthen your ability to live authentically. Self-care is an essential part of this process. It's not just about pampering yourself, but about making choices that support your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. Regular exercise, nourishing meals, and sufficient rest all contribute to your energy reserves. These small, consistent acts of care remind you that your well-being is a priority, not an afterthought. Letting go isn't always easy. It can feel uncomfortable, even painful, to release what's familiar, even when it no longer serves you. But each act of release is a step toward freedom. Buddhist teachings emphasize the impermanence of all things. reminding us that holding on tightly only increases suffering. Trust that letting go creates space for growth, peace, and new opportunities. As you begin to recognize and release energy drains, you'll notice a shift. Your mind feels clearer, your emotions steadier, and your sense of purpose stronger. This isn't just about eliminating what depletes you. It's about making room for what nourishes and sustains you. By identifying what no longer serves you and letting it go, you create a life that aligns with your values and supports your well-being. This is the path to reclaiming your energy and living with greater intention and joy. Releasing what no longer serves you clears the path for something more meaningful to take its place. But once the noise of energy drains fades, a question arises. What will fill the space? The answer lies in gratitude. It's not just a fleeting feeling or a polite response. It's a transformative practice that reshapes how you see the world. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, from lack to abundance, and in doing so, it becomes a wellspring of renewed energy. Gratitude begins with awareness. Often, life moves so quickly that you fail to notice the abundance already surrounding you. Simple things, like a warm meal, a kind word, or even a moment of quiet, can go unnoticed. Gratitude invites you to pause and see these moments for what they are: gifts. By directing your attention to what you already have, gratitude fosters a sense of contentment that reduces the constant striving and longing that drain your energy. The practice of gratitude doesn't deny challenges or hardships. Instead, it helps you find light within them. When facing difficulties, gratitude shifts your perspective from what's wrong to what remains right. Perhaps a tough experience taught you resilience, or a setback led to an unexpected opportunity. This reframing doesn't erase pain, but helps you move through it with greater strength and clarity. Gratitude also transforms your relationships. When you express genuine appreciation for others, it strengthens your connections and fosters mutual respect. A simple thank you can go a long way, but gratitude in relationships goes deeper than words. It's about noticing the small acts of kindness people offer and acknowledging their value. Over time, this practice creates a cycle of positive energy that benefits both you and those around you. Self-gratitude is equally important. It's easy to focus on your perceived shortcomings and overlook your own efforts and growth. Practicing gratitude for yourself, your resilience, your strengths, and even the lessons learned from mistakes builds self-compassion and boosts your energy. This isn't about self-indulgence, it's about recognizing your worth and the effort you put into your journey. Journaling is a powerful way to cultivate gratitude. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you're thankful for. These don't need to be grand or life-changing. Often, the smallest moments hold the greatest meaning. This practice trains your mind to seek the good in each day, shifting your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. Gratitude can also be practiced through mindful observation. Take time to notice the beauty in your surroundings, the colors of a sunset, the sound of birdsong, or the texture of a tree's bark. This simple act of noticing brings you into the present moment and helps you appreciate the richness of life's details. The more you cultivate this awareness, the more naturally gratitude arises. Acts of kindness amplify gratitude. When you give to others, whether through time, attention, or resources, you create a ripple effect that reinforces your own sense of abundance. Giving reminds you that you have something valuable to offer, no matter how small it may seem. This generosity not only benefits others, but also deepens your own appreciation for what you have. Gratitude also enhances emotional resilience. When life feels overwhelming, focusing on what you're grateful for provides an anchor, grounding you in the present. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges, but recognizing that even in the midst of difficulty, there is something to hold on to. Gratitude shifts your energy from despair to hope, from fear to strength. Your brain is wired to notice threats and problems, a survival mechanism that often amplifies negativity. Gratitude rewires this tendency, creating new pathways in your brain that prioritize positivity. Neuroscientific studies have shown that regular gratitude practice increases activity in areas of the brain associated with happiness and reduces stress. This physiological shift enhances your overall well-being, making gratitude not just an emotional practice, but a physical one. Gratitude also aligns your energy with abundance. When you focus on what you have, you invite more of it into your life. This isn't about magical thinking, but about shifting your mindset. When you operate from a place of lack, you may close yourself off to opportunities, connections, or solutions. Gratitude opens your mind and heart, allowing you to see and receive the abundance that already exists. Sharing gratitude with others multiplies its effect, whether through a heartfelt note, a kind word, or a meaningful gesture. Expressing gratitude creates a positive cycle. It not only strengthens your relationships, but also deepens your own sense of appreciation. The act of giving thanks reminds you of the interconnectedness of life and the value of the people who share it with you. Gratitude can be a spiritual practice, connecting you to something greater than yourself. Whether you see this as a connection to nature, a higher power, or simply the universe's intricate balance, gratitude fosters a sense of belonging and purpose. This perspective shifts your focus from individual struggles to the broader tapestry of life, bringing a sense of peace and perspective. Incorporating gratitude into daily rituals reinforces its presence in your life. Begin your morning with a moment of thanks for the day ahead. End your evening by reflecting on what went well. During meals, pause to appreciate the food and the effort that brought it to your table. These small acts anchor you in a mindset of abundance, transforming ordinary moments into opportunities for gratitude. Gratitude also invites simplicity. When you focus on what you're thankful for, the need for excess diminishes. You begin to see that joy doesn't come from accumulation, but from appreciating what's already there. This shift reduces the constant striving for more and brings a sense of contentment that protects your energy. Even challenging relationships can be transformed through gratitude. While it's not always easy to find something to appreciate in difficult dynamics, looking for even small positives can shift your perspective. Perhaps the relationship has taught you patience or clarified your boundaries. This doesn't mean tolerating harm, but it does mean seeking growth and understanding even in challenging situations. Gratitude cultivates humility. It reminds you that much of what you have comes from others, whether it's the support of loved ones, the efforts of those who grow your food, or the wisdom passed down through generations. Recognizing this interconnectedness deepens your appreciation for the world around you and encourages you to contribute positively in return. By shifting your focus from lack to abundance, gratitude transforms not only your energy, but also your entire outlook. It redirects your attention from what's missing to what's present, creating a sense of sufficiency and contentment. This isn't just a fleeting feeling, but a way of being, one that nurtures your spirit and restores your energy. Gratitude becomes a foundation for a life filled with meaning, joy, and resilience. Gratitude opens your heart to abundance. But maintaining that sense of clarity and calm requires intentional choices about what you allow into your life. In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, mental clutter creeps in silently through notifications, endless scrolling, advertisements, and even physical spaces overflowing with excess. These distractions don't just occupy space, they drain your energy, dilute your focus, and keep you from experiencing the fullness of the present moment. Addressing this begins with mindful consumption. Mindful consumption is not just about what you consume physically, but also what you allow into your mind and spirit. Every piece of content you watch, every conversation you engage in, and every item you bring into your home carries energy. Without awareness, these inputs can accumulate like static in your mind, creating a constant hum of overwhelm. Buddhist teachings encourage simplicity and intentionality, guiding you to curate your environment in a way that supports mental clarity and emotional balance. The first step toward mindful consumption is awareness. Often, people don't realize the extent of the information and stimuli they're absorbing daily. Social media, news cycles, emails, and advertisements bombard you from every direction, leaving little room for quiet reflection. Start by observing your habits. Notice how much time you spend scrolling, how often you check your phone, and how these activities make you feel. Do they energize you or leave you feeling drained? Awareness is the foundation of change. Setting boundaries with technology is one of the most impactful ways to limit mental clutter. Constant notifications and an always-on mindset fragment your attention and erode your focus. By silencing unnecessary alerts, setting specific times to check your phone, and creating tech-free zones in your home, you reclaim control over your time and mental space. This isn't about rejecting technology, but using it intentionally to enhance your life rather than dominate it. Your physical environment also plays a significant role in your mental state. Cluttered spaces create cluttered minds. When your surroundings are chaotic, it's harder to feel calm and grounded. Start by simplifying your living space. Choose items that serve a purpose or bring joy, and let go of the rest. This doesn't mean stripping everything down to bare essentials, but finding a balance that supports clarity and peace. A clean, organized space acts as a mirror for your mind, reflecting simplicity and focus. Mindful consumption extends to the content you choose to engage with. The media you watch, the books you read, and the conversations you participate in shape your thoughts and emotions. Consuming negativity, whether through sensationalized news, online arguments, or toxic entertainment, leaves a residue of stress and anxiety. Curate your media diet to include uplifting, educational, or calming content that aligns with your values and goals. This intentional approach helps protect your energy and fosters a positive mindset. Your relationships are another area where mindful consumption matters. Not every connection is nourishing, and some interactions can leave you feeling drained or uneasy. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with certain people. If a relationship consistently depletes you, consider creating boundaries or limiting your interactions. This doesn't mean shutting people out entirely, but being mindful of how much time and energy you invest in connections that don't serve your well-being. Food consumption is often overlooked when considering mental clarity, but it has a profound impact. The foods you eat influence not just your physical health, but also your emotional and mental states. Consuming whole, unprocessed foods supports sustained energy and focus, while overly sugary or processed foods can leave you feeling sluggish and irritable. Mindful eating, paying attention to the taste, texture and nourishment of each bite, deepens your connection to your body and enhances your overall well-being. The digital age has brought unparalleled access to information, but with it comes the risk of overstimulation. The constant availability of news and entertainment can create a sense of urgency to stay updated, leading to decision fatigue and mental exhaustion. Limiting your consumption of unnecessary information helps preserve your energy. Consider setting time limits for social media, unsubscribing from unnecessary emails, or designating specific times for reading the news. These small adjustments create space for deeper focus and rest. Mindful consumption is not about deprivation, but about alignment. When you consume intentionally, you align your actions with your values and goals. This might mean prioritizing books that inspire growth, spending time in nature instead of scrolling through apps, or choosing conversations that uplift rather than drain. Each choice becomes an act of self-care, reinforcing your commitment to a life that supports clarity and purpose. One practice to deepen mindful consumption is the pause before consuming. Before clicking on a link, buying an item, or engaging in a conversation, take a moment to ask yourself, does this serve me? Does it align with my values? Will it enhance my well-being? This pause creates a buffer between impulse and action, allowing you to make thoughtful decisions that protect your energy and focus. Mindfulness in consumption also applies to how you use your time. Your schedule can become cluttered with obligations that don't align with your priorities, leaving you feeling overwhelmed and unfulfilled. Evaluate your commitments regularly, letting go of activities that don't add value or meaning to your life. By simplifying your schedule, you create room for what truly matters, whether it's rest, creativity, or connection. Gratitude plays a role in mindful consumption by shifting your focus from what you lack to what you have. When you appreciate the abundance already in your life, the need to acquire more diminishes. This doesn't mean avoiding new experiences or possessions, but choosing them with intention and gratitude. Instead of chasing the next thing, you learn to savor what's already present, reducing the mental clutter of constant desire. Silence and stillness are essential companions to mindful consumption. The modern world is filled with noise, literal and figurative, that competes for your attention. Carve out moments of quiet each day, whether through meditation, a walk in nature, or simply sitting in stillness. These moments allow your mind to reset, clearing away the mental clutter that builds up from overstimulation. Mindful consumption also fosters a sense of connection. When you consume intentionally, you become more aware of the impact of your choices, not just on yourself, but on others and the environment. This awareness encourages more thoughtful decisions, such as supporting ethical brands, reducing waste, or prioritizing quality over quantity. Each choice becomes a reflection of your values, deepening your connection to the world around you. Over time, mindful consumption becomes second nature. It shifts from being a practice to a way of life, one where every choice reflects your commitment to clarity, purpose, and peace. By limiting mental clutter and curating your environment with care, you create a space where your energy is protected, your mind is clear, and your spirit is free to thrive. In this way, mindful consumption becomes not just a tool, but a path to greater harmony and well-being. Mindful consumption clears the space for clarity and intention, creating an inner sanctuary where your energy thrives. But what happens when this energy is no longer wasted? The power of protecting your energy extends beyond your personal well-being. It starts to shape the world around you, influencing others in ways you might not fully recognize. Just as a stone dropped into water sends ripples across the surface, your choices and actions create waves of impact in the lives of others. When you manage your energy with care, the effects radiate outward, inspiring and uplifting those around you. Energy is contagious. Whether positive or negative, it spreads through every interaction, leaving a mark on those you encounter. When you protect your energy, you become a source of calm, focus, and resilience in a world that often feels chaotic. People naturally gravitate toward this steadiness, finding comfort and motivation in your example. By managing your own energy well, you unconsciously give others permission to do the same. Protecting your energy begins with boundaries, but the ripple effect comes from how those boundaries create healthier relationships. When you clearly communicate your needs and limits, you establish a foundation of mutual respect. Others learn from your example, realizing they too can set boundaries without guilt or fear. This shared understanding fosters connections built on trust and authenticity, replacing draining dynamics with ones that nourish and support. Your emotional state also has a profound impact on others. When you're centered and grounded, you create a safe space for those around you to express themselves without judgment. This doesn't mean taking on their emotional burdens, but rather holding a steady presence that encourages growth and healing. By remaining calm in stressful situations, you model how to navigate challenges with grace, inspiring others to approach their struggles with a similar mindset. Consistency in protecting your energy teaches others about the power of self-discipline. When people see you prioritizing rest, mindfulness, and meaningful actions, they begin to question their own habits. Your choices become a quiet reminder that energy is a finite resource worth guarding. Over time, this influence encourages those around you to reflect on their own patterns and make changes that align with their well-being. The ripple effect extends to your environment. A clear, organized space not only supports your energy, but also sets a tone for those who share it with you. Whether it's a tidy home, a peaceful workspace, or even a simple gesture like lighting a candle. These small acts of care create a sense of calm that others can feel. Your efforts inspire others to cultivate similar practices, spreading an atmosphere of harmony and intentionality. Protecting your energy doesn't mean isolating yourself from others. It means engaging with them more mindfully. When you're fully present, each interaction becomes meaningful. Whether it's a conversation, a shared meal, or a simple smile, your presence leaves an impression that lingers. This mindful engagement deepens connections, reminding others of the value of being fully in the moment. The ripple effect also appears in your ability to handle criticism and setbacks. When you respond to challenges with resilience rather than defensiveness, you model strength and adaptability. People notice how you navigate difficulties and often seek to emulate your approach. This influence is subtle yet powerful, planting seeds of confidence and courage in others. As you protect your energy, you become more selective about the causes and relationships you invest in. This intentionality sends a message to those around you that time and energy are valuable. It encourages others to reflect on their own priorities and make choices that align with what truly matters. Your example helps them see that saying no is not a rejection, but a way of saying yes to what's most important. Gratitude plays a role in amplifying the ripple effect. When you approach life with a thankful heart, you radiate positivity that uplifts those around you. Gratitude creates a cycle of abundance where your acknowledgement of the good in your life inspires others to notice and appreciate their own blessings. This shared sense of abundance strengthens connections and fosters a community of support and encouragement. The influence of your energy management is especially profound in moments of leadership, whether in a professional setting, within your family, or among friends. Your choices set the tone for those who look to you for guidance. Leading by example, you demonstrate the importance of balance, self-care, and intentionality. Your actions speak louder than words, showing that success and well-being are not mutually exclusive. Children in particular are deeply affected by the energy of the adults around them. When you model calm, focus, and healthy boundaries, you provide a blueprint for them to follow. They learn from your behavior, internalizing the importance of self-care and respect for others. Your energy becomes a legacy that shapes their future, teaching them how to navigate life with clarity and purpose. The ripple effect is also evident in the way your energy management contributes to collective well-being. When you show up as your best self, you're better equipped to contribute positively to your community. Whether through acts of service, creative endeavors, or simply being a source of encouragement, your energy inspires others to do the same. This collective effort creates a network of support that benefits everyone involved. Mindful energy management fosters a sense of interconnectedness. When you care for yourself, you're better able to care for others, creating a cycle of mutual benefit. This interconnectedness reflects the Buddhist principle of interdependence, which teaches that every action has an impact. By protecting your energy, you contribute to the well-being of those around you, creating ripples that extend far beyond what you can see. The ripple effect is not about grand gestures, but about small, consistent actions. It's in the way you listen attentively, offer encouragement, and create a space of calm amidst the noise. These seemingly simple acts carry profound meaning, reminding others of the power of presence and intention. Over time, they create a ripple effect that transforms not only your life, but the lives of those around you. As you continue to protect your energy, the ripples grow stronger, reaching further than you might expect. Your choices inspire others to prioritize their well-being, creating a wave of positive change. This collective shift demonstrates that the impact of one person's actions is never isolated. It's part of a larger tapestry where each thread contributes to the whole. In this way, protecting your energy becomes not just an act of self-care, but a gift to the world. When your energy inspires others and ripples outward, there's a quiet truth that sustains this strength: solitude. In the stillness of purposeful isolation, you reconnect with yourself, uncovering a depth of energy that can't be found in constant interaction or noise. Solitude is not loneliness, it's a sanctuary, a deliberate retreat from the external to nurture the internal. In Buddhist teachings, the power of silence and solitude is celebrated as a path to renewal, offering a space where clarity, focus, and inner peace thrive. Solitude allows your mind to rest in ways that are impossible in the hustle of daily life. The constant stream of conversations, notifications, and demands fragments your attention, pulling your energy in countless directions. In the quiet of solitude, these distractions fade, creating a space where your thoughts can settle and your mind can recharge. This stillness isn't empty. It's full of possibilities, a fertile ground for creativity, insight, and self-discovery. Silence holds a profound power. When you step away from the noise of the world, you begin to hear the subtler voices within you, the whispers of intuition, the quiet truths you might otherwise overlook. These inner voices guide you toward greater understanding and alignment with your purpose. Silence isn't merely the absence of sound, it's the presence of awareness, a state where you become attuned to what truly matters. Purposeful isolation is different from withdrawing out of overwhelm or avoidance. It's an intentional choice to carve out time for yourself, to reconnect with your inner self without distraction. This kind of solitude is not about escaping the world, but about preparing to engage with it more fully. By stepping back, you gain perspective, allowing you to approach your relationships and responsibilities with renewed energy and clarity. In solitude, you can deepen your mindfulness. Without external distractions, you become more present with your own thoughts and emotions. This presence allows you to observe your patterns, what energizes you, what drains you, and where your true priorities lie. These insights don't come from overthinking, but from simply being, letting your awareness reveal what you need to know. Solitude also strengthens your ability to focus. When you're alone with a purpose, free from interruptions, your attention becomes sharper and more sustained. This focus is not limited to tasks or goals. It extends to your inner life, helping you connect with your values and intentions. Through this connection, solitude transforms from a passive state to an active process of renewal. The practice of silence can enhance your relationships. It may seem counterintuitive, but stepping away from others for a time allows you to show up more fully when you return. Solitude replenishes the energy and patience needed for meaningful connection. It also provides a space to reflect on your interactions, helping you approach them with greater understanding and compassion. Nature is a powerful companion in solitude. The stillness of a forest, the rhythm of waves, or the vastness of a starry sky all remind you of your place in the greater whole. These moments of connection with the natural world ground you, offering a sense of peace that transcends words. Nature's quiet presence mirrors your own, helping you find balance and clarity. Buddhist teachings often emphasize the value of retreat, periods of deliberate withdrawal to focus on meditation, reflection, and self-awareness. These retreats are not about abandoning life's responsibilities, but about stepping back to see them more clearly. Even if you can't dedicate long periods to solitude, shorter intentional practices like a morning walk, a few minutes of meditation, or an hour of reading can offer similar benefits. In solitude, you also learn to embrace stillness as a strength. In a culture that often equates busyness with success, choosing stillness can feel uncomfortable or even unproductive. But stillness is where transformation begins. It's in the pause that you regain your direction, the quiet where you hear your inner wisdom. This stillness is not inactivity. It's the foundation for purposeful action. Solitude fosters self-reliance. When you spend time alone, you learn to trust yourself, to meet your own needs without constantly seeking external validation or distraction. This self-reliance builds confidence and resilience, qualities that strengthen you in all areas of life. Solitude shows you that you are enough as you are, independent of others' approval or expectations. Gratitude can also flourish in solitude. In the quiet, you become more aware of the abundance in your life, the people, experiences, and opportunities that bring joy and meaning. This awareness deepens your appreciation and creates a sense of fulfillment that doesn't rely on external validation. Gratitude in solitude becomes a wellspring of contentment, renewing your energy from within. The strength of solitude lies in its ability to reconnect you with your essence. In the quiet, You remember who you are beneath the roles you play and the expectations placed upon you. This reconnection strengthens your sense of purpose, allowing you to navigate life with greater clarity and intention. Solitude isn't an escape, it's a return to your truest self. Over time, solitude becomes a practice you look forward to rather than avoid. It becomes a gift you give to yourself, a sacred space where you can rest, reflect, and recharge. This practice doesn't require isolation from the world, it requires intention within it. Whether it's a few minutes of stillness or an extended retreat, solitude offers a path to greater peace, clarity, and strength. Through the practice of purposeful isolation, you discover the profound truth that your energy is not infinite but renewable. Solitude becomes the well from which you draw this renewal, a place of quiet power that sustains you through the demands and challenges of life. In this space, you find not only rest, but also the strength to step back into the world with a clearer mind, a fuller heart, and a deeper sense of purpose. Solitude reconnects you with your inner strength, offering a refuge of clarity and renewal. But even in the quiet, the mind can clinging to worries, expectations, or the need for control. This attachment often becomes the root of unnecessary stress, pulling your energy toward things you cannot change. Letting go, a central teaching in Buddhism, is not about detachment from life, but about embracing non-attachment to outcomes. It is a practice of releasing the tight grip on what you cannot control, freeing yourself to fully experience the flow of life. Non-attachment begins with awareness. Much of the stress in life comes not from the events themselves, but from your resistance to them. Clinging to how things should be, rather than how they are, creates a tension that drains your energy. Recognizing these moments of resistance is the first step in releasing them. It's about shifting your focus from control to acceptance, allowing life to unfold without forcing it into a specific shape. Control often feels like security, but in truth, it creates a fragile illusion. The tighter you try to hold on to outcomes, the more vulnerable you become to disappointment. Non-attachment teaches you to release this illusion, understanding that true security comes from your ability to adapt rather than dominate. This adaptability strengthens your resilience, allowing you to face challenges with calm and clarity. Letting go does not mean indifference or passivity. It's an active choice to engage with life without being consumed by its uncertainties. Non-attachment allows you to give your best effort without being tied to the result. Whether in relationships, work, or personal goals, this mindset frees you from the burden of perfection, focusing instead on the process and the present moment. Embracing non-attachment also requires humility. It's an acknowledgement that not everything is within your power, no matter how hard you try. This humility is not weakness. It's a strength that allows you to prioritize your energy where it matters most. By accepting what you cannot control, you reclaim the energy spent on frustration and redirect it toward what you can influence. Expectations are one of the biggest barriers to non-attachment. The mind often creates rigid ideas of how things should go, leaving little room for life's natural unpredictability. When reality doesn't align with these expectations, stress and disappointment follow. Non-attachment invites you to hold your expectations lightly, seeing them as possibilities rather than demands. This shift creates a sense of openness and curiosity, transforming uncertainty into opportunity. Relationships offer a profound space to practice non-attachment. Clinging to the idea of how someone should act or feel often leads to conflict and frustration. Non-attachment doesn't mean disengaging from relationships. It means allowing others the freedom to be themselves. This practice fosters deeper connections, grounded in respect and understanding rather than control. Non-attachment also applies to your identity. Clinging to fixed ideas of who you are, your roles, achievements or failures, can limit your growth. Embracing non-attachment allows you to see yourself as fluid, capable of change and reinvention. This perspective frees you from the fear of failure, encouraging you to explore and evolve without being confined by labels. The practice of non-attachment extends to material possessions. While it's natural to enjoy the comforts of life, over-identifying with what you own can create a sense of dependence. By cultivating gratitude for what you have without clinging to it, you develop a sense of sufficiency that isn't tied to external things. This mindset reduces the anxiety of loss and fosters a deeper appreciation for the present. Mindfulness is a key tool in cultivating non-attachment. When you bring your attention fully to the present, you break the cycle of clinging to the past or worrying about the future. Mindfulness doesn't eliminate challenges but helps you approach them with a clear, grounded perspective. This clarity is the foundation of non-attachment, allowing you to respond to life's ups and downs without being overwhelmed. Non-attachment also transforms how you approach goals. Setting intentions and striving for improvement are essential parts of growth, but attaching your worth or happiness to specific outcomes can lead to unnecessary stress. By focusing on the effort rather than the result, you maintain your energy and joy regardless of the outcome. This approach not only reduces pressure, but also increases your capacity to learn and grow from the journey. Forgiveness is deeply connected to non-attachment. Holding on to grudges or past hurts ties your energy to what cannot be changed. Forgiveness isn't about excusing harm, but about freeing yourself from its hold. When you let go of resentment, you reclaim the energy that was trapped in pain, opening yourself to healing and peace. Non-attachment to outcomes fosters greater creativity. When you're not fixated on achieving a perfect result, you allow yourself to explore ideas and take risks without fear. This freedom often leads to more innovative and authentic expressions, whether in art, problem-solving, or personal projects. Creativity flourishes when the mind is unburdened by rigid expectations. Letting go also cultivates patience. Non-attachment teaches you to trust the timing of life, understanding that not everything unfolds on your schedule. This trust reduces the anxiety of waiting and allows you to find peace in the process. Patience, rooted in non-attachment, becomes a source of strength rather than frustration. The practice of non-attachment is ongoing. It's not something you master overnight, but a mindset you nurture through daily choices. Each moment of letting go strengthens your ability to approach life with balance and ease. Over time, non-attachment becomes a natural way of being, freeing you to experience life fully without the weight of unnecessary stress. Embracing non-attachment doesn't mean giving up on dreams or connections. It means engaging with life wholeheartedly, without being consumed by the need to control it. In this freedom, you find a deeper connection to yourself, to others, and to the flow of life itself. Non-attachment is not the absence of care, but the presence of trust, a trust that allows you to live with openness, grace, and unshakable peace. Letting go of what you cannot control creates space for freedom and clarity, but this space also demands balance. Life is a constant dance between effort and rest, where each complements the other. Without effort, purpose fades into passivity, yet Without rest, even the strongest drive crumbles under the weight of exhaustion. Striking this balance is not just about time management, it's about intentional living, aligning your actions with purpose while honoring the need to recharge. This harmony allows you to achieve more with less strain, preventing burnout and fostering sustainable growth. Effort is vital, but not all effort is created equal. Purposeful action begins with clarity. When you understand why you're doing something, your energy becomes focused and your efforts gain direction. Clarity helps distinguish between busyness and productivity. It's easy to fall into the trap of constant activity, mistaking it for progress, but without purpose, this activity drains your energy without meaningful results. Aligning effort with intention ensures that every action contributes to something meaningful, making your energy investment worthwhile. The body and mind have natural rhythms, and ignoring these rhythms leads to imbalance. Just as nature alternates between growth and rest, so too must your life. Overworking disrupts these rhythms, leaving you depleted and less effective. Recognizing when to push forward and when to step back requires mindfulness. By tuning into your body and mind, you can identify signs of fatigue early and give yourself permission to rest before exhaustion takes hold. Rest is not a weakness, it's a strategic pause that strengthens your ability to act. Mindful rest replenishes more than just physical energy. It restores creativity, focus, and emotional resilience. Rest doesn't always mean sleep. It can take many forms, such as meditation, reading, or even a quiet walk. The key is intention. Rest that feels restorative comes from being fully present in the act, free from guilt or distraction. By prioritizing quality over quantity in your rest, you gain deeper renewal in less time, allowing you to return to your efforts with greater clarity and vigor. Effort gains momentum when paired with consistency. Small, deliberate actions taken regularly build towards significant outcomes without overwhelming your resources. Consistency also reduces the mental load of decision-making, creating a rhythm that supports progress. However, consistency should not come at the cost of rest. It's not about pushing through exhaustion, but about finding a pace that you can sustain over time. The balance between effort and rest also depends on setting boundaries. Saying yes to every request or task leaves little room for recovery. Boundaries are not barriers, but tools for protecting your energy and time. They allow you to focus on what truly matters, reducing the distractions that lead to overcommitment. Boundaries also create space for rest, ensuring that it remains a non-negotiable part of your routine. Mindfulness enhances this balance by grounding you in the present. When your mind is scattered, dwelling on past mistakes or future worries, your efforts lose focus and your rest becomes restless. Mindfulness anchors you, helping you approach each moment with full attention. This presence transforms effort into purposeful action and rest into true recovery, ensuring that both serve your well-being. Rest is also an opportunity for reflection. In the quiet moments, you can evaluate your progress, celebrate achievements, and realign with your goals. This reflection prevents the burnout that comes from mindlessly pushing forward without considering whether your efforts are still aligned with your purpose. It also fosters gratitude, reminding you of the value of your journey and the importance of nurturing yourself along the way. Effort, when aligned with purpose, becomes fulfilling rather than draining. It's not about doing more, but about doing what matters. Purposeful effort connects you to a sense of meaning, making the work itself energizing. When you approach tasks with a clear understanding of their value, even challenging efforts feel rewarding, reducing the risk of burnout. The balance of effort and rest extends to your relationships. Giving to others is an essential part of connection, but overextending yourself can lead to resentment and fatigue. By balancing effort with self-care, you ensure that your contributions come from a place of abundance rather than depletion. This balance enriches your relationships, allowing you to show up fully without sacrificing your own well-being. Physical activity offers a clear example of this balance. Exercise strengthens the body, but only when paired with rest. Overtraining leads to injury, while rest days allow muscles to repair and grow stronger. The same principle applies to mental and emotional effort. Pushing yourself without breaks leads to strain, while intentional pauses create resilience and capacity for growth. Sleep is a cornerstone of this balance. Quality sleep restores the body and mind, enhancing focus, memory, and emotional stability. Prioritizing sleep is not a luxury, but a necessity. Creating a consistent sleep routine, free from screens, caffeine, or late-night stresses, ensures that your rest is as effective as your effort. When your sleep is restorative, you wake with the energy needed to approach your day with purpose. Gratitude can transform rest from passive to active renewal. When you rest with gratitude, you shift your mindset from what you haven't done to what you've achieved. This perspective reframes rest as an essential part of success rather than a break from it. Gratitude also deepens your appreciation for the opportunities effort provides, creating a cycle of motivation and renewal. The balance of effort and rest is deeply personal. What works for one person may not work for another. Understanding your own rhythms, when you feel most focused, when you need to recharge, helps you create a routine that aligns with your unique needs. Experimenting with different approaches allows you to find the balance that sustains your energy and supports your goals. Burnout often stems from the belief that rest is unproductive. Shifting this mindset requires a fundamental understanding that rest is not the absence of effort, but its foundation. Without rest, effort becomes inefficient, leading to mistakes, frustration, and ultimately stagnation. Viewing rest as an investment in your capacity to act creates a healthier relationship with both effort and recovery. Nature offers valuable lessons in this balance. Trees shed their leaves in autumn, rivers flow at varying speeds, and animals hibernate during winter. These natural rhythms demonstrate the importance of alternating between activity and rest. By aligning your life with these rhythms, you create a sustainable pace that honors both your ambitions and your need for renewal. Ultimately, the balance of effort and rest is about honoring the whole of who you are. It's recognizing that you are not a machine designed for endless productivity, but a human being with a dynamic range of needs and capacities. This balance fosters not only success, but also joy, allowing you to engage with life fully without losing yourself in the process. By aligning your actions with purpose and integrating mindful rest, you create a life that is both productive and peaceful. This harmony protects your energy, enhances your focus, and ensures that your efforts lead to meaningful and lasting outcomes. The balance of effort and rest is not just a practice, it's a way of living that supports growth, resilience, and fulfillment. The harmony between effort and rest builds a foundation of strength, but life often brings storms that test even the most balanced mind. Challenges arise unexpectedly, stirring emotions that threaten to unsettle your calm. Yet, within these storms lies an opportunity. not to avoid them, but to face them with grace. The teachings of the Buddha offer profound insights into cultivating emotional resilience, helping you navigate turbulence without being overwhelmed. This resilience is not about suppressing emotions, but about embracing them with stillness and wisdom, transforming even the most chaotic moments into pathways for growth. Emotional resilience begins with understanding the impermanence of all things. Life is in constant motion. Joys and sorrows, successes and setbacks, all arise and fade. Clinging to moments of happiness or resisting moments of pain only amplifies suffering. The Buddha's teaching of impermanence reminds you to see each experience as transient, allowing you to respond with greater calm and acceptance. This perspective doesn't diminish the intensity of emotions, but helps you avoid becoming trapped by them. Self-awareness is a cornerstone of emotional resilience. When emotions surge, it's easy to react impulsively, driven by anger, fear, or frustration. Self-awareness creates a pause between the emotion and your response, giving you space to choose how to act. This pause is not about suppressing emotions, but observing them without judgment. By recognizing what you're feeling and why, you gain insight into the deeper patterns that shape your reactions. The practice of mindfulness strengthens this awareness. When you bring your attention fully to the present, you anchor yourself in reality rather than being swept away by imagined fears or regrets. Mindfulness helps you observe your emotions as they arise, noticing their texture and flow without identifying with them. This detachment allows you to experience emotions fully without being consumed by them, fostering a sense of stability even in the midst of chaos. Compassion, both for yourself and others, is a powerful tool for resilience. When you face difficult emotions, self-compassion reminds you that it's okay to feel vulnerable, angry, or sad. These emotions are part of being human, not signs of weakness. Extending compassion to others, even in conflict, helps you see beyond the surface of their actions to the underlying pain or fear that drives them. This understanding softens your responses, reducing the emotional toll of challenging interactions. Breathwork is another practical way to cultivate emotional resilience. The breath is a constant, steady presence that grounds you in moments of distress. When emotions feel overwhelming, focusing on slow, deep breaths helps calm your nervous system, creating a sense of safety and control. The rhythm of your breath becomes a lifeline, reconnecting you to your inner stillness. Non-attachment to outcomes plays a crucial role in maintaining emotional balance. Much of the turbulence in life arises from unmet expectations, how others should behave, how events should unfold. Letting go of these attachments frees you to respond to what is, rather than what you wish it to be. This freedom reduces the frustration and disappointment that often accompany life's unpredictability, allowing you to face challenges with equanimity. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, even in difficult times. When you're caught in a storm, it's easy to dwell on what's wrong, amplifying the emotional weight of the situation. Gratitude helps you see what remains right: the support of a friend, the lessons hidden in adversity, or simply the strength to endure. This perspective doesn't negate the difficulty, but brings light to the darkness, fostering hope and resilience. The stories you tell yourself about your experiences shape your emotional response. When you frame challenges as insurmountable or define yourself by your struggles, you reinforce feelings of helplessness. Reframing these narratives with a focus on growth and possibility transforms how you perceive adversity. Challenges become opportunities for learning and resilience, helping you emerge stronger and more self-aware. Boundaries protect your emotional energy, especially during turbulent times. It's not selfish to step back from situations or people that amplify your stress. It's essential for preserving your well-being. Setting boundaries with kindness ensures that you're not withdrawing out of anger, but out of self-respect. These boundaries create space for you to process your emotions and find your center before re-engaging. Resilience also grows through community. While solitude provides strength, connection offers support. Sharing your struggles with trusted friends or loved ones reminds you that you're not alone, lightening the burden of emotional challenges. This sense of belonging strengthens your ability to face life's storms, knowing you have a network to lean on when needed. Forgiveness is a profound act of emotional resilience. Holding on to anger or resentment ties your energy to the source of your pain, prolonging your suffering. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harm, but releasing its hold on you. This release frees your mind and heart, creating space for healing and peace. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, allowing you to move forward unburdened by the weight of the past. Practicing emotional resilience doesn't mean avoiding pain, but engaging with it in a healthy way. Suffering is a universal part of life, but how you approach it makes all the difference. By meeting pain with curiosity and compassion, you transform it into a teacher rather than a tormentor. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to strengthen your inner stillness and deepen your understanding of yourself. Patience is another essential quality in building resilience. Emotional storms don't pass instantly, and healing takes time. Patience helps you remain steady in the face of prolonged challenges, trusting that each moment of effort contributes to your growth. This trust in the process reduces the urgency to fix everything immediately, allowing you to approach each step with calm and clarity. Resilience is not about never falling, but about rising each time you do. The Buddha's teachings remind you that strength is found not in avoiding life's storms, but in navigating them with grace. Each time you face a challenge and choose stillness over chaos, acceptance over resistance, you reinforce your capacity to endure. Over time, this capacity becomes a source of unshakable inner peace. Emotional resilience is a skill, one that grows through practice and reflection. It's built in the small, daily choices to meet life's difficulties with courage and compassion. By cultivating this resilience, you not only navigate your own storms more gracefully, but also become a steady presence for others, offering them the same calm and strength you've found within yourself. In this way, the lessons of resilience ripple outward, creating a world that is more compassionate, connected, and grounded. Grace in the face of life's storms teaches resilience, but sustaining that strength requires clarity and focus. Often the energy we need is already within us, yet it becomes buried under the clutter of overcommitment, possessions, and unnecessary distractions. Reclaiming your energy begins with embracing simplicity, a principle rooted in Buddhist teachings that invites you to let go of excess and prioritize what truly matters. In simplicity, there is a profound beauty. It frees the mind, lightens the heart, and allows space for what is most meaningful. Simplicity begins with understanding the weight of complexity. When life is cluttered, whether with material possessions, an overloaded schedule, or a whirlwind of mental distractions, it creates tension that drains your energy. Simplifying isn't about deprivation, it's about shedding what no longer serves you to make room for what does. This process starts with awareness, recognizing the areas in your life where excess is creating unnecessary strain. Letting go of material excess is one of the first steps towards simplicity. Often possessions are tied to identity or a sense of security, making it difficult to part with them. Yet holding on to too much can create a sense of overwhelm rather than comfort. Reflect on what truly adds value to your life and release what doesn't. The act of decluttering is not just physical, it's deeply symbolic, a way of unburdening the mind and spirit. A simplified environment supports clarity. When your physical space is free of unnecessary items, it becomes a sanctuary rather than a source of stress. This doesn't mean emptying your home, but curating it with intention. Surround yourself with items that spark joy, hold meaning, or serve a purpose. The goal is not perfection, but alignment, creating a space that reflects your values and supports your energy. Simplicity also extends to how you use your time. An overloaded schedule leaves little room for rest, reflection, or spontaneity. Evaluate your commitments and ask yourself whether they align with your priorities. Saying no to what doesn't serve you creates space for what does, whether it's meaningful work, quality time with loved ones, or moments of stillness. Simplifying your schedule isn't about doing less, but about doing what matters most. Mental clutter is another barrier to simplicity. Constant worry, overthinking, or multitasking scatters your focus and drains your energy. Practicing mindfulness helps quiet this mental noise, bringing your attention back to the present. By focusing on one thing at a time, you cultivate a sense of ease and flow, allowing you to approach each task with greater clarity and purpose. Technology, while useful, often contributes to unnecessary complexity. Endless notifications, social media scrolling, and digital distractions pull you away from what's important. Simplifying your digital life begins with setting boundaries, turning off non-essential notifications, curating your feeds, and designating screen-free times. These small changes create mental space and reduce the constant pull on your attention. Simplicity also applies to your relationships. Overcommitting to social obligations or maintaining connections that no longer feel authentic can create emotional clutter. By focusing on meaningful relationships and letting go of draining dynamics, you create deeper, more fulfilling connections. This doesn't mean shutting people out, but choosing quality over quantity in your interactions. The concept of less is more extends to how you approach goals. Chasing too many ambitions at once can dilute your focus and leave you feeling scattered. Simplifying your goals allows you to direct your energy more effectively. Prioritize what aligns with your values and let go of pursuits that feel driven by external expectations or unnecessary pressure. Simplicity fosters gratitude by helping you appreciate what you already have. When you strip away the excess, you begin to see the abundance in simplicity: a warm meal, a quiet evening, or the laughter of a loved one. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, creating a sense of contentment that energizes rather than depletes. Incorporating rituals into your daily life can also bring simplicity. Whether it's a morning meditation, a mindful cup of tea, or a walk in nature, these practices anchor your day in intention and presence. Rituals don't add complexity. They provide a rhythm that simplifies your approach to life, creating moments of calm amidst the noise. Embracing simplicity isn't about reaching an endpoint, but cultivating a mindset. It's a practice of constantly re-evaluating what you allow into your life and making choices that align with your well-being. This mindset creates a ripple effect, influencing how you approach challenges, relationships, and opportunities with greater clarity and purpose. Simplicity teaches you to value being over doing. In a culture that often equates worth with productivity, choosing simplicity is a radical act. It reminds you that you are enough as you are, without the need to prove, acquire, or achieve endlessly. This shift from striving to being creates a deep sense of peace and frees your energy for what truly matters. Nature offers a perfect model of simplicity. A tree doesn't strive to be more than it is. It simply grows, sheds what it no longer needs, and provides beauty and shade. Observing these natural rhythms can inspire your own journey toward simplicity, reminding you that life's richness often lies in its simplest forms. The beauty of simplicity is its ability to bring you back to yourself. In the absence of excess, you reconnect with your core values, passions, and purpose. This reconnection energizes you, creating a life that feels lighter, freer, and more aligned with who you are. Simplicity is not a loss, but a gain. The gain of clarity, focus, and the joy of truly living. Simplicity clears the path, but even the clearest path requires direction. Without focus, even a well-aligned life can become scattered, with energy leaking into distractions and tasks that don't truly matter. Focus is the bridge between intention and action, the ability to direct your energy toward what serves your purpose. The art of mastering focus lies in aligning your attention with your deepest intentions, ensuring that every moment you spend contributes meaningfully to your journey. Focus begins with clarity. To align your attention with your intentions, you must first define what truly matters. This involves reflecting on your values, goals, and priorities, stripping away anything that feels extraneous. When you know what you're working toward, focus becomes a natural byproduct. It's not about forcing your mind into submission, but about creating a magnetic pull toward what matters most. Distractions are one of the biggest obstacles to focus. In a world filled with endless notifications, information, and demands, it's easy to feel pulled in every direction. Protecting your focus requires boundaries. This might mean silencing unnecessary alerts, creating designated times for deep work, or setting physical boundaries in your workspace. These boundaries aren't about isolating yourself, but about creating an environment where your attention can thrive. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for focus. When you bring your full awareness to the task at hand, you're less likely to be swayed by distractions. Mindfulness trains your brain to stay present, reducing the tendency to multitask or drift into unrelated thoughts. It also helps you notice when your mind begins to wander, allowing you to gently guide it back to the present moment without frustration. The role of intention cannot be overstated. When you approach a task with a clear intention, you infuse it with meaning. This sense of purpose anchors your focus, making it easier to resist the pull of distractions. Intention also helps you prioritize, ensuring that your energy is directed toward what aligns with your goals rather than what feels urgent but unimportant. Physical well-being influences mental focus. Sleep, nutrition, and exercise all play a role in how well your brain can sustain attention. A well-rested mind is sharper, a nourished body provides energy, and regular movement improves cognitive function. Taking care of these basics isn't a luxury. It's a foundation for the kind of sustained focus that meaningful work requires. Your environment significantly impacts your ability to focus. A cluttered or noisy space can make it difficult to concentrate, while a calm and organized setting fosters clarity. Pay attention to the cues in your surroundings and adjust them to support your focus. This might mean decluttering your desk, adding elements of nature like plants, or creating a dedicated space for specific activities. The power of single tasking can't be overlooked. Multitasking often feels productive, but divides your attention, reducing the quality of your efforts. Focusing on one task at a time allows you to dive deeper, producing work that is not only more effective, but also more satisfying. Single tasking isn't about doing less, it's about doing better. Energy cycles influence focus. Your ability to concentrate naturally ebbs and flows throughout the day. By observing these patterns, you can schedule your most demanding tasks during peak focus times and reserve less intensive activities for when your energy dips. Aligning your work with your natural rhythms maximizes your efficiency and prevents burnout. Breaks are essential for maintaining focus over time. The brain is not designed for uninterrupted work, and long periods of concentration can lead to diminishing returns. Short, intentional breaks help reset your attention, allowing you to return to your work with renewed clarity. These breaks are most effective when they involve stepping away from screens and engaging in something restorative, like stretching or stepping outside. Technology can be both a tool and a hindrance to focus. While it offers incredible resources, it also presents countless distractions. Being intentional with how you use technology, limiting social media during work hours, using apps to block distracting websites, or setting time limits, helps you harness its benefits without succumbing to its downsides. The stories you tell yourself about your ability to focus also matter. If you believe that you're easily distracted or incapable of sustained attention, these thoughts can become self-fulfilling. Reframing these narratives with a focus on growth and possibility transforms your mindset. Instead of seeing focus as a challenge, view it as a skill you're developing, one small choice at a time. Gratitude enhances focus by grounding you in the present. When you feel overwhelmed by distractions or competing demands, taking a moment to appreciate what's in front of you creates a sense of calm. Gratitude shifts your perspective from what's pulling at you to what's supporting you, reinforcing your ability to concentrate on what truly matters. Collaboration requires a unique form of focus. When working with others, it's easy for group dynamics or competing ideas to dilute attention. Maintaining focus in collaborative settings involves clear communication, shared goals, and an openness to listen. By aligning everyone's attention with a common purpose, collaboration becomes a source of synergy rather than distraction. Focus also extends to how you spend your free time. Leisure activities that align with your values and intentions provide true relaxation and joy, recharging your energy for the work ahead. On the other hand, mindless distractions can leave you feeling drained and scattered. Being intentional about your downtime ensures that it contributes to your overall well-being and focus. Creativity thrives in focused spaces. When your attention is fully engaged, you enter a state of flow where ideas come more freely and solutions arise naturally. This creative focus is not forced, but flows from the clarity of knowing what you're working toward and giving it your full presence. Cultivating this state requires both discipline and the freedom to explore without judgment. Over time, focus becomes a habit. The more you practice directing your attention with intention, the easier it becomes to resist distractions and stay aligned with your goals. This habit builds confidence, reinforcing your belief in your ability to achieve meaningful progress. Focus is not a finite resource, but a skill that grows stronger with use. Mastering focus is not about perfection, but persistence. Distractions will arise, and your mind will wander, but each moment offers an opportunity to realign. The practice of focus is a journey, one that deepens your connection to your intentions and strengthens your ability to bring them to life. Through this alignment, you reclaim your energy, harnessing it for what matters most. Mastering focus connects your intentions to meaningful action, but the foundation of sustained energy and fulfillment lies in authenticity. Living authentically means aligning your actions with your core values, ensuring that everything you do reflects your true self. When your life is a clear expression of what matters most to you, energy flows naturally. There is no inner conflict, no tension between what you believe and how you live. This alignment not only protects your energy, but also amplifies your sense of purpose and clarity. Authenticity begins with self-awareness. To live in alignment with your values, you must first know what they are. This requires deep reflection, looking beyond surface desires and societal expectations to uncover the principles that truly guide you. These values are often tied to what brings you joy, fulfillment, and a sense of rightness in your actions. They act as a compass, pointing you toward decisions and paths that feel true to who you are. When your actions conflict with your values, it creates internal tension. This misalignment drains your energy, leaving you feeling unfulfilled or even resentful. Living authentically requires consistent effort to bridge this gap. It's about making conscious choices that honor your beliefs, even when they are inconvenient or challenging. Over time, these choices build integrity, a sense of wholeness that strengthens your confidence and resilience. Boundaries play a crucial role in living authentically. Protecting your energy often means saying no to demands or expectations that don't align with your values. While this can be difficult, especially when faced with external pressure, it is an act of self-respect. Boundaries are not walls, but filters, allowing in what supports your authenticity while keeping out what undermines it. By setting these boundaries with kindness and clarity, you create space to live in alignment with your true self. Authenticity also means embracing vulnerability. Living in alignment with your values often requires honesty, both with yourself and others. This honesty can feel risky, as it exposes your true self to judgment or misunderstanding. Yet vulnerability is where connection and growth thrive. When you share your authentic self, you inspire others to do the same, creating relationships built on trust and mutual respect. The pursuit of external validation can pull you away from authenticity. When your actions are driven by the need for approval or acceptance, you may find yourself compromising your values to meet others' expectations. This compromise often leads to frustration and a sense of emptiness. Living authentically means grounding your worth in your own principles rather than seeking it externally. It's about trusting that being true to yourself is enough. Living authentically doesn't mean being rigid or unchanging. Growth is a natural part of life, and as you evolve, your understanding of your values may deepen or shift. Authenticity involves staying present with yourself, allowing these changes to unfold without judgment. Flexibility within authenticity ensures that your alignment remains dynamic and relevant, reflecting the full complexity of your journey. Authenticity extends to your relationships. When you align your interactions with your values, your connections become more meaningful. This might mean expressing your true feelings, even when it's uncomfortable, or standing by your principles in the face of disagreement. Authentic relationships are not about avoiding conflict, but navigating it with honesty and compassion. This depth creates bonds that are resilient and fulfilling. Your work is another area where authenticity matters. Spending your energy on tasks or roles that don't align with your values can leave you feeling drained and unmotivated. Living authentically in your career involves seeking opportunities that resonate with your purpose and strengths. While this alignment may not always be immediate or easy, taking steps toward work that reflects your true self brings a sense of satisfaction and energy that fuels further growth. Authenticity requires courage. It often means choosing a path that is less conventional or more challenging because it aligns with your values. This courage is not about fearlessness, but about moving forward despite fear, trusting that the reward of living authentically outweighs the risks. Each act of courage strengthens your ability to stay true to yourself, even in the face of doubt or adversity. Gratitude deepens your connection to authenticity. When you focus on what you appreciate about your life, you gain clarity about what truly matters. Gratitude helps you recognize the values already present in your actions and encourages you to align further with them. This practice reinforces your commitment to living authentically while fostering a sense of contentment and peace. Authenticity also involves letting go of perfection. The pursuit of a flawless image or life often leads to compromises that pull you away from your true self. Accepting your imperfections as part of your humanity allows you to show up authentically without the pressure to meet unrealistic standards. This acceptance frees your energy for what truly matters, rather than what you think you should be. The ripple effect of living authentically is profound. When you align your actions with your values, you inspire others to do the same. Your authenticity creates a space where others feel safe to express themselves, fostering deeper connections and mutual growth. This impact extends beyond personal relationships, influencing communities and environments to be more genuine and values-driven. Authenticity brings a sense of fulfillment that external achievements alone cannot provide. When your efforts reflect your values, even small accomplishments feel meaningful. This fulfillment reduces the constant striving for more, replacing it with a sense of satisfaction and balance. Living authentically transforms life from a checklist of goals to a journey of purpose and joy. Over time, authenticity becomes a way of being. It's not about making perfect choices, but about consistently returning to what feels true, even when you stray. This practice of alignment strengthens your relationship with yourself, creating a sense of trust and self-respect that supports every aspect of your life. In this alignment, you find not only energy, but also freedom, the freedom to live as your most genuine and empowered self. Living authentically aligns your actions with your values, creating a life of fulfillment and purpose. Yet, even with alignment, the mind often gravitates toward challenges, losses, or negativity, clouding the beauty that surrounds you. Training your mind to see the good in life is not about ignoring difficulties, but about shifting your perspective to recognize the abundance, lessons, and opportunities present in every moment. Rooted in Buddhist wisdom, this practice transforms your mental patterns, creating a life rich in gratitude, hope, and clarity. The mind's natural tendency to focus on the negative stems from a survival instinct designed to detect threats. While this served an evolutionary purpose, it often creates a loop of worry and dissatisfaction in modern life. Breaking free from this loop requires conscious effort to redirect your attention toward the positive. This redirection doesn't mean ignoring the hard realities of life, but choosing to see beyond them. Mindfulness is a foundational practice for cultivating this shift. When you engage fully with the present, you notice details that are often overlooked. The warmth of sunlight on your skin, the sound of laughter in the distance, or the kindness of a stranger can become moments of profound joy. Mindfulness trains your brain to slow down and savor these experiences, creating space for positivity to flourish. Gratitude is another powerful tool for seeing the good in life. Regularly acknowledging the things you're thankful for rewires your brain to notice and appreciate them more easily. This practice doesn't require grand gestures or monumental blessings. It can be as simple as appreciating a comforting meal, a thoughtful conversation, or the ability to breathe deeply. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. The stories you tell yourself about your experiences also shape your perspective. Reframing challenges as opportunities for growth helps you see the good even in difficult times. This doesn't diminish the pain or effort required, but highlights the lessons and strength gained through adversity. Each setback becomes a stepping stone, building resilience and fostering optimism. Compassion, both for yourself and others, opens your heart to the goodness around you. When you approach life with compassion, you're more likely to notice acts of kindness, generosity, and care. Compassion softens the edges of judgment and comparison, allowing you to see people and yourself in a more positive light. This shift creates a sense of connection that amplifies the good in your relationships and experiences. Letting go of expectations helps uncover hidden goodness. When you cling to rigid ideas of how life should be, you overlook the beauty of how it is. Release the need for perfection, and you'll find that even imperfection holds value. This openness allows you to embrace life's unpredictability with curiosity and wonder, revealing the silver linings in unexpected places. Training your mind to see the good also involves curating your influences. Surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting people and environments reinforces your ability to focus on what's right. Conversely, limiting exposure to negativity, whether through media, relationships, or habits, protects your energy and creates mental space for positivity to thrive. Acts of service amplify the good in life. Helping others, even in small ways, creates a ripple effect of kindness and connection. These acts remind you of the shared humanity that binds us and highlight the goodness present in every interaction. Serving others not only brings joy to their lives, but also reinforces your own sense of purpose and fulfillment. Buddhist philosophy emphasizes impermanence, a concept that deepens your appreciation for the present. Recognizing that every moment is fleeting encourages you to cherish it fully. Whether it's the beauty of a sunset, a heartfelt conversation, or a quiet moment of solitude, impermanence teaches you to savor life's transient treasures rather than taking them for granted. Contentment arises from accepting life as it is, rather than constantly striving for more. This acceptance doesn't mean giving up on goals or dreams, but finding peace with the present while working toward the future. Contentment shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, grounding you in the goodness of now. Meditation strengthens your ability to see the good by creating a space of stillness and clarity. In meditation, you observe your thoughts without judgment, gaining insight into the patterns that shape your perspective. Over time, this awareness helps you choose which thoughts to nurture, cultivating those that reflect gratitude, hope, and positivity. Focusing on small joys throughout the day builds a habit of noticing the good. These moments don't have to be extraordinary. A smile from a passerby, the taste of your favorite tea, or the sound of rain can all become sources of happiness. By celebrating these small joys, you train your mind to find positivity in the ordinary, making each day feel richer and more meaningful. Non-attachment also plays a role in seeing the good. Clinging to specific outcomes or desires often blinds you to the blessings already present. By releasing attachment, you open yourself to the goodness that exists beyond your expectations. This mindset fosters a sense of freedom and gratitude, allowing you to appreciate life as it unfolds. Forgiveness clears the path for positivity. Holding on to anger or resentment ties your energy to past hurts, making it difficult to see the good in the present. Forgiveness is not about excusing harm, but about releasing its hold on you. This release creates space for healing, growth, and the ability to focus on life's brighter aspects. The practice of seeing the good extends to your interactions with others. When you actively look for the positive qualities in those around you, you strengthen relationships and create an atmosphere of mutual appreciation. This doesn't mean ignoring flaws, but choosing to focus on strengths and potential. This perspective builds trust and connection, enriching your social bonds. Nature provides a constant source of goodness. The cycles of growth, renewal, and harmony in the natural world remind you of life's beauty and resilience. Spending time in nature grounds you, helping you reconnect with the simplicity and wonder that often gets overshadowed by daily demands. Observing these rhythms inspires gratitude and a deeper appreciation for the interconnectedness of all things. Consistency is key to training your mind to see the good. Like any habit, this practice strengthens with repetition. The more you focus on positivity, the more natural it becomes to notice and celebrate it. Over time, this shift in perspective becomes second nature, transforming how you experience life and interact with the world around you. Seeing the good doesn't mean denying life's challenges, but finding balance within them. It's about holding space for both joy and pain, recognizing that each contributes to the richness of your journey. This balance creates a deeper sense of resilience and peace, empowering you to face life's complexities with a heart that remains open to its beauty. As you train your mind to see the good, you not only transform your own experience, but also influence those around you. Positivity is contagious, and your perspective has the power to uplift and inspire others. In this way, the practice of seeing the good becomes a gift, not just to yourself, but to everyone you encounter. Through this shift, life becomes not just something to endure, but something to celebrate. Recognizing the good in life teaches us to embrace gratitude and deepen our connection to the present. But the people we meet along the way often shape this journey in ways we don't fully understand at first. Every encounter, no matter how fleeting, carries a lesson, a reflection, or an opportunity for growth. People do not cross our paths by accident. Their presence serves a purpose, often unveiling truths about ourselves and the world around us. In the teachings of Zen and Buddhism, stories of spiritual growth illuminate the profound ways in which these connections transform our lives. In the journey of life, some individuals act as mirrors, reflecting qualities, challenges, or hidden potential within us. When you encounter someone who frustrates or challenges you, it often reveals areas within yourself that need attention or healing. This perspective shifts the focus from blaming others to understanding what their presence awakens within you. Each person, whether supportive or difficult, becomes a teacher, offering lessons that deepen self-awareness. Others enter your life as guides, offering wisdom or support at pivotal moments. These individuals may not remain in your life forever, but their impact is lasting. They provide clarity, encouragement, or direction just when you need it most. Recognizing these connections requires mindfulness and gratitude, acknowledging the role they play without clinging to their presence. The people who challenge you the most often offer the greatest opportunities for spiritual growth. Conflict and misunderstanding, while uncomfortable, push you to confront your assumptions, judgments, and expectations. Through these interactions you learn patience, compassion, and the art of letting go. Difficult relationships become a practice ground for Buddhist principles, teaching you to respond with grace rather than react with anger. Some connections bring joy, lightness, and a sense of ease. These are the individuals who uplift your spirit and remind you of the beauty in life. Their presence serves as a balm during difficult times and a celebration during moments of triumph. While these relationships feel effortless, they still require care and reciprocity. Cherishing these bonds reinforces the importance of mutual respect and gratitude. Zen teachings emphasize the impermanence of all things, including relationships. People come into your life at specific times for specific reasons, but they may not stay forever. Accepting this impermanence allows you to appreciate their presence fully, without clinging when the time comes to part. Letting go is not a loss, but an acknowledgement of the natural flow of life, making space for new connections and experiences. In Buddhism, karma often explains the connections we share with others. The idea that our past actions create present circumstances suggests that the people in our lives are not random, but part of a larger tapestry of cause and effect. This perspective encourages mindfulness in how we treat others, recognizing that our interactions contribute to the cycles of connection and growth. Mindfulness in relationships enhances your ability to see the purpose behind each connection. By being present during your interactions, you deepen your understanding of others and yourself. This presence allows you to listen more fully, respond with intention, and cultivate compassion. Mindful relationships are not just about harmony, but about creating space for growth, even in moments of disagreement. The stories of Zen often highlight the profound lessons found in human connections. One tale may reveal the value of humility through an interaction with a stranger, while another might illustrate the importance of forgiveness in a long-standing conflict. These stories resonate because they reflect universal truths, reminding us that the people we encounter are integral to our spiritual journey. Acts of kindness, whether given or received, create ripples that extend far beyond the initial gesture. The person who shows you compassion during a difficult time reminds you of your own capacity to give compassion. This cycle reinforces the interconnectedness of all beings, a central theme in Buddhist philosophy. Each act of kindness strengthens the web of relationships, contributing to a more harmonious and understanding world. Authenticity in relationships ensures that your connections are grounded in truth rather than pretense. When you show up as your true self, you invite others to do the same, creating bonds that are genuine and transformative. This authenticity fosters trust and mutual respect, deepening the lessons and growth found within each connection. Conflict, though often uncomfortable, offers profound opportunities for spiritual growth. Disagreements force you to examine your beliefs, values, and reactions. They teach you the art of compromise, the strength of standing firm in your truth, and the wisdom of knowing when to let go. Each conflict, when approached mindfully, becomes a step toward greater understanding and resilience. Silence in relationships holds its own lessons. In Zen, silence is not emptiness, but a space where true connection can emerge. Sharing quiet moments with others allows you to sense their presence beyond words, fostering a deeper bond. Silence also teaches you to be comfortable with yourself, which is essential for cultivating healthy, balanced relationships. The interconnectedness of all beings means that no relationship exists in isolation. Each connection influences others, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond what you see. The way you treat one person can inspire kindness in them, which they may pass on to someone else. Recognizing this interconnectedness encourages mindfulness and care in all your interactions. Spiritual growth often arises from unexpected encounters. A brief conversation with a stranger, a chance meeting, or an unplanned event can leave a lasting impact. These moments remind you to remain open and present, as you never know where the next lesson or connection may arise. Openness allows you to embrace the gifts these encounters bring without resistance. Forgiveness is a cornerstone of meaningful connections. Holding on to resentment or anger binds your energy to the past, preventing you from fully experiencing the present. Forgiveness frees both you and the other person, creating space for healing and growth. It is an act of self-liberation as much as it is a gift to the other person. The people in your life, whether they stay for a moment or a lifetime, are not random. Their presence reflects the intricate web of experiences, lessons, and opportunities that shape your journey. Each connection carries the potential for growth, teaching you to see beyond the surface to the deeper purpose behind your interactions. By embracing these lessons with mindfulness, gratitude, and openness, you transform every relationship into a step toward greater spiritual understanding and fulfillment. Each person who enters your life weaves a thread into the fabric of your experiences, shaping your understanding of yourself and the world. These encounters teach lessons, spark growth, and reveal the interconnectedness of all beings. Yet, as you explore the depth of these connections, there's another perspective that can profoundly shift your relationship with life itself. A Japanese mindset that reawakens your appreciation for every moment. This approach is rooted in simplicity, mindfulness, and the pursuit of harmony, offering tools to reconnect with joy and purpose in ways that feel deeply transformative. The Japanese mindset values the art of noticing. Life is filled with fleeting moments of beauty that often go unnoticed in the rush of daily life. From the gentle curve of a flower petal to the comforting sound of rain, there's a quiet richness waiting to be embraced. This way of seeing the world is not about adding anything to your life, but about uncovering what is already there. It teaches you to slow down, to truly look and feel, cultivating a sense of gratitude that restores your connection to the present. At the heart of this mindset is the concept of ikigai, the reason for being. It's not about a grand life purpose, but finding joy in the small, meaningful things that give your days a sense of fulfillment. This could be as simple as a morning ritual, a meaningful conversation, or the satisfaction of completing a task with care. Ikigai invites you to align your actions with what makes you feel alive, creating a flow between what you love, what you are good at, and what serves the world. The practice of wabi-sabi celebrates imperfection and transience. It teaches you to find beauty in the cracks, the flaws, and the unfinished. In a world that often glorifies perfection, wabi-sabi offers a liberating perspective. You are enough as you are, and so is life. This acceptance fosters a deep sense of peace, encouraging you to embrace your journey with all its imperfections, rather than striving for an ideal that may never be reached. Simplicity, or kanso, is another pillar of this mindset. Clutter, both physical and mental, can weigh heavily on your sense of joy. Clearing space allows clarity and lightness to enter. Simplifying doesn't mean removing all complexity, but focusing on what truly matters. Whether it's your environment, your commitments, or your thoughts, kanso encourages intentionality, letting go of what distracts from the essence of life. Mono no aware, the awareness of the impermanence of things, is a deeply emotional element of the Japanese mindset. It invites you to cherish what you have while it lasts, knowing that all things, even the most precious, are temporary. This awareness heightens your appreciation for the present, turning ordinary experiences into sacred ones. Rather than fearing loss, Mono no aware encourages you to love deeply, live fully, and let go gracefully. Harmony, or wa, is a guiding principle for how you engage with the world. It emphasizes balance, respect, and coexistence, teaching you to prioritize peace over conflict. This doesn't mean avoiding challenges, but approaching them with a mindset of collaboration and understanding. Harmony extends to your relationship with nature, reminding you that you are a part of a larger whole, connected to the rhythms and cycles of the earth. Rituals play a significant role in the Japanese mindset, turning ordinary tasks into moments of mindfulness and reverence. Whether it's a tea ceremony, gardening, or preparing a meal, the care and presence you bring to these actions transform them into meaningful practices. Rituals provide a sense of structure and grounding, allowing you to reconnect with yourself and the moment at hand. Kaizen, the philosophy of continuous improvement, offers a gentle and encouraging approach to growth. It's not about dramatic changes, but small, consistent steps toward betterment. This mindset shifts the focus from perfection to progress, celebrating each effort as a victory. Kaizen teaches patience, persistence, and the understanding that growth is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Nature is deeply integrated into this mindset, not as something separate, but as a teacher and companion. Observing the seasons, listening to the wind, or walking under the trees reminds you of life's cycles and your place within them. Nature offers lessons in resilience, renewal, and the quiet power of simply being. These connections ground you, offering solace and inspiration. Gratitude permeates every aspect of this approach. From the food you eat to the people you meet, gratitude becomes a lens through which you view life. This practice shifts your attention from what is lacking to what is present, creating a mindset of abundance and appreciation. Gratitude doesn't dismiss challenges, but balances them with the acknowledgement of life's gifts. The Japanese mindset also emphasizes the value of community. Relationships are nurtured with care, respect, and reciprocity. Whether through family, friends, or shared traditions, these bonds create a sense of belonging and support. Community reminds you that joy is amplified when shared, and challenges are lighter when faced together. Learning to let go is an essential element of this mindset. Clinging to the past or resisting change creates suffering, while acceptance frees you to move forward. This doesn't mean dismissing your emotions, but holding them lightly, allowing them to flow without becoming trapped. Letting go creates space for renewal, making room for the next chapter of your life. Kindness is a quiet, yet powerful force within this philosophy. Small acts of kindness, helping a neighbor, sharing a smile, or offering a thoughtful word create ripples of positivity. Kindness connects you to others and reinforces the beauty of humanity. It's a reminder that even in the smallest gestures, there is immense power to uplift and inspire. Living with intention ties these principles together. When you approach life with purpose and presence, every moment becomes meaningful. Intention is not about rigid planning, but about being deliberate in your choices, ensuring that your actions reflect your values and desires. This alignment brings a sense of fulfillment and peace, reminding you that life is not about rushing, but about savoring. This Japanese mindset invites you to rediscover the joy, beauty, and meaning in your life. By weaving these principles into your daily experience, you cultivate a perspective that embraces simplicity, gratitude, and growth. It's not about changing everything at once, but about gently shifting how you see and engage with the world. Through these shifts, you reconnect with the essence of life, finding love and appreciation for its richness once again. Finding joy and meaning through intentional living opens the heart, but mastering the mind is what steadies the soul. Thoughts shape your reality, influencing not only your emotions, but also your actions and how you perceive the world. The Buddhist approach to mastering thoughts offers a transformative path, not through control or suppression, but through understanding and awareness. When the mind is no longer a storm of unchecked ideas, it becomes a calm, clear space where wisdom, peace, and purposeful action can flourish. Mastering your thoughts begins with awareness. Thoughts arise constantly, often without invitation, and it's easy to become entangled in their momentum. By observing your mind without judgment, you create a space between the thought and your response. This space is where freedom lies. Instead of reacting automatically, you can choose how to engage with each thought, deciding which ones to nurture and which to release. The first step to cultivating awareness is mindfulness. By anchoring yourself in the present, you become more attuned to the flow of your thoughts. This doesn't mean trying to stop them, but simply noticing them as they come and go. Mindfulness helps you see thoughts for what they are, passing phenomena rather than absolute truths. This clarity allows you to break free from repetitive or harmful patterns. Understanding the nature of thoughts is essential. Thoughts are often shaped by past experiences, desires, and fears, and they reflect your inner world more than external reality. Recognizing this helps you approach your thoughts with curiosity rather than attachment. A thought of inadequacy, for instance, doesn't define you. It reveals an area of insecurity that can be addressed. This shift in perspective transforms self-criticism into an opportunity for growth. Compassion is a powerful ally in mastering your thoughts. When unkind or judgmental thoughts arise, whether directed at yourself or others, responding with compassion softens their grip. Compassion doesn't mean ignoring the truth, but addressing it with kindness. Instead of berating yourself for a mistake, acknowledge your effort and commit to learning from the experience. This approach turns self-doubt into self-improvement. The practice of letting go is central to Buddhist wisdom. Clinging to negative thoughts or ruminating over what cannot be changed traps you in a cycle of suffering. Letting go doesn't mean ignoring your feelings, but releasing the need to control or fix every thought. By trusting that some things will resolve on their own, you free up mental energy for what truly matters. Cultivating positive thoughts is another aspect of mastering your mind. This isn't about forced optimism, but about consciously redirecting your focus toward what uplifts and inspires you. Gratitude, kindness, and hope are like seeds. The more you plant and nurture them, the more they flourish. Positive thoughts don't negate challenges, but provide the strength and clarity to face them with resilience. Meditation is a cornerstone of mastering thoughts. In meditation, you practice observing your mind without attachment, allowing thoughts to arise and fade like clouds passing through the sky. This practice trains you to remain centered, even in the face of mental turbulence. Over time, meditation quiets the noise of the mind, revealing a deeper, more stable awareness beneath the surface. Detachment from outcomes helps you navigate the mind's tendency to dwell on what might happen. Focusing excessively on results creates anxiety and distraction. Instead, align your thoughts with your intentions, trusting the process rather than fixating on the destination. This detachment doesn't diminish effort, but enhances it by removing unnecessary mental clutter. Clarity comes from simplifying your thoughts. The mind often gets overwhelmed by multitasking, overthinking, or trying to solve everything at once. Prioritize what requires your attention and gently set aside what doesn't. This focus brings a sense of calm and purpose, allowing you to engage deeply with what matters most. Self-awareness is key to understanding the root of your thoughts. Patterns of fear, comparison, or doubt often stem from unmet needs or unresolved experiences. By exploring these roots, you can address the underlying causes rather than merely reacting to their symptoms. This exploration requires honesty and courage, but leads to lasting peace. Acceptance transforms your relationship with your mind. Instead of resisting thoughts you don't like, acknowledge their presence without judgment. Resistance only strengthens their hold, while acceptance allows them to pass naturally. This practice fosters a sense of ease, teaching you that thoughts are not enemies to be fought, but visitors to be understood. The energy of your thoughts shapes your external reality. Thoughts of scarcity, anger, or resentment create tension, while thoughts of abundance, love, and gratitude generate harmony. By choosing thoughts that align with your values and aspirations, you align your inner world with the life you wish to create. This alignment empowers you to act with integrity and purpose. Buddhist teachings often emphasize the impermanence of thoughts. No matter how overwhelming a thought feels in the moment, it will pass. This understanding provides perspective, reminding you that thoughts are not permanent fixtures, but fleeting visitors. Holding on to this truth reduces the intensity of challenging thoughts, allowing you to navigate them with grace. Mindful action reinforces the mastery of thoughts. What you do with your thoughts determines their power. When a thought of anger arises, acting on it intensifies its impact, while responding with patience diffuses it. Mindful action ensures that your thoughts serve as guides rather than rulers, directing your energy toward constructive and meaningful outcomes. The ripple effect of mastering your thoughts extends beyond yourself. A calm and focused mind radiates stability, influencing those around you. Your interactions become more thoughtful, your decisions more intentional, and your presence more grounding. This influence inspires others to cultivate their own mental clarity, creating a shared atmosphere of peace and understanding. Training your mind is not about achieving perfection, but cultivating balance. The goal is not to eliminate negative thoughts, but to navigate them skillfully. Each step on this path strengthens your resilience, deepens your understanding, and empowers you to live with greater freedom and joy. Mastery is not an endpoint, but an ongoing practice, a journey toward a more harmonious relationship with your mind and the world. Mastering your thoughts lays the foundation for inner stability, but to truly embody peace, you must step into a mindset where external turbulence no longer consumes you. Acting as if nothing burns you is not about detachment from reality or dismissing challenges. It's about cultivating a powerful resilience that allows you to navigate life with grace and unwavering calm. This Buddhist-inspired practice transforms the way you engage with pain, stress, and conflict, turning every difficulty into an opportunity for growth. At its core, this mindset is about understanding that suffering often arises not from external events, but from how you perceive and respond to them. Pain is inevitable in life, but whether it consumes you depends on the stories you tell yourself and the emotions you attach to your experiences. By shifting your perspective, you can face even the harshest moments with a sense of strength and clarity, refusing to let them ignite unnecessary turmoil within. The first step to embodying this mindset is awareness. Recognizing the triggers that provoke intense emotional reactions allows you to pause before responding. In that pause lies the power to choose whether to react with anger, fear, or frustration, or to respond with calm, understanding, and intentionality. This practice doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, but observing them without judgment, allowing them to pass like waves rather than overpowering your inner stillness. Cultivating inner strength is key to acting as if nothing burns you. Inner strength comes from consistent self-discipline, mindfulness, and the willingness to face discomfort without retreating into avoidance or blame. Each time you confront a challenge with courage and composure, you reinforce your ability to handle future obstacles with the same resilience. Over time, this builds an unshakable foundation of confidence and self-trust. Acceptance is another pillar of this approach. Life is unpredictable, and resisting what is beyond your control only amplifies suffering. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation or passivity. It means embracing reality as it is, without fighting against it. When you stop resisting the present moment, you free yourself from the mental struggle that fuels unnecessary pain. Acceptance creates space for peace, even in the midst of chaos. Non-attachment, a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy, empowers you to navigate life without being consumed by its ups and downs. Attachment to specific outcomes, people, or situations often leads to disappointment and frustration. By practicing non-attachment, you learn to engage fully with life while letting go of the need to control or cling. This detachment brings freedom, allowing you to face challenges without being overwhelmed by them. Equanimity, or mental calmness, is cultivated through meditation and mindfulness practices. These practices train your mind to remain steady, even in the face of external pressures. When you develop equanimity, you no longer react impulsively to every difficulty or provocation. Instead, you respond with clarity and balance, ensuring that your actions align with your values and intentions, rather than being driven by fleeting emotions. Compassion strengthens your ability to act as if nothing burns you. When you approach others with understanding and kindness, even in difficult situations, you diffuse tension and create an atmosphere of mutual respect. Compassion for yourself is equally important, as it prevents you from being consumed by self-criticism or guilt. This dual compassion fosters a sense of interconnectedness and resilience, reminding you that you are part of a larger whole. Letting go of the need for validation liberates you from the emotional burden of others' opinions. When your sense of worth is rooted in external approval, every criticism or rejection feels like a personal attack. By grounding your self-worth in your own values and beliefs, you create an inner sanctuary that remains untouched by external judgments. This self-assuredness allows you to navigate interactions with confidence and ease. Focusing on what you can control redirects your energy from frustration to empowerment. Many of life's challenges stem from trying to change what is beyond your influence. By identifying what lies within your control, your thoughts, actions, and attitudes, you reclaim your power and reduce feelings of helplessness. This shift in focus not only protects your energy, but also enhances your ability to create meaningful change where it matters. Breathing deeply and mindfully anchors you in moments of tension. When faced with stress or conflict, your breath serves as a bridge to calmness. By focusing on slow, deliberate breaths, you engage your parasympathetic nervous system, reducing the intensity of emotional reactions. This simple yet powerful practice keeps you grounded, ensuring that your responses are measured and thoughtful. Gratitude transforms your perspective, allowing you to see the good even in difficult situations. When you focus on what you appreciate, you counterbalance the negativity that challenges often bring. Gratitude doesn't dismiss the reality of pain, but reminds you of the abundance and support that still exist, creating a foundation of hope and strength. The practice of reframing challenges as opportunities shifts your mindset from victimhood to empowerment. Every difficulty carries within it a chance to learn, grow, or deepen your understanding of yourself and the world. By viewing challenges through this lens, you reduce their emotional impact and approach them with curiosity and resilience. This shift transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Consistency in small, intentional actions reinforces this mindset over time. Each moment of calm you cultivate, every act of letting go, and each instance of choosing compassion over conflict strengthens your ability to act as if nothing burns you. This consistency builds momentum, making resilience and peace your natural response to life's fluctuations. This mindset doesn't mean denying or ignoring pain. It's about refusing to let it define you. Pain will come and go, but your inner strength and clarity remain constant. By embracing this perspective, you create a life where external circumstances no longer dictate your peace. This transformation is not instant, but unfolds gradually through practice, patience, and a deep commitment to living with grace. Acting as if nothing burns you is not a performance. It's a reflection of inner mastery. It's about cultivating a state of being where challenges become teachers, conflicts become opportunities for understanding, and pain becomes a passage to greater resilience. Through this approach, you discover a profound sense of freedom, one that empowers you to move through life with unwavering calm and an open heart. Protecting your energy is not just about self-preservation. It's about creating a life where your inner peace, focus, and joy are shielded from unnecessary drains. The wisdom of Buddhism teaches us to cultivate self-awareness, set compassionate boundaries, embrace detachment, and live with gratitude and simplicity. Each lesson is a step toward aligning with the present moment, letting go of what doesn't serve us, and fostering a deeper connection to ourselves and the world around us. These practices don't just transform your energy, they transform your perspective, empowering you to approach life with clarity, resilience, and purpose. Whether it's through mindful breathing, recognizing the ripple effects of your energy, or finding strength in solitude, these teachings are your guide to a more balanced and fulfilling 2025. Now, let's hear from you. Which of these teachings resonated with you the most? Is there a specific practice you're ready to try? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to learn from your insights and experiences. If you found value in this journey, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Together, we can continue exploring the timeless wisdom that helps us live better, brighter lives. Thank you for watching, and here's to protecting your energy and thriving in the year ahead.